And we're back.
And we're almost done.
2 more shows to go. And we're done till January.
2 more shows.
This one and the next one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess you can count this one.
Yeah, because we've not started the show. Well, we are underway, but we're back this January 10th. January 11th, we're back.
Oh, I'm not here.
I'm not here January 18th. Just giving you guys a heads up.
Okay. That's a big heads up.
Well, we got to plan ahead, right? Welcome in. Calling the Audible.
Can't plan behind.
Iggy, Eagle, Mocon here. A few things. Anything we can announce or no?
Registration is closed.
Yes, registration is closed.
We get a lot of emails about that. So, yeah, we filled up wait, are we past a minute? Yes. Real fucking fast. Normally our registration goes until like maybe the first week of December. We were done before American Thanksgiving. Like literally on the show, we're like, yeah, we got like 10 spots left. By the time the show was published in the morning, there was no more spots.
Yeah.
Luckily, we're working on getting some new facilities in place that we believe will accommodate additional capacity at the detriment of a slightly longer schedule for the season. Details will be coming shortly to all captains, and then the impact of that for everyone. So we'll give people a heads up that that's happening.
Details were handed out.
Well, they were. I didn't get
Yes.
the email. So.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should do like the Cannonball. Sorry, no, that's Cannonball Run. Anyway, there's an old movie that did like a run from one end to the other end of the world. But
Ooh, fun.
we should do like a meet us at this facility to sign up and see how many people show up to sign up physically.
People would do it. That's how it used to be done.
No, back in the day.
Good times.
Yes, indeed. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for that in the coming days about this situation that could open up. I say could, not can, could.
Yeah. For the waiting list teams.
Waiting list teams here because, no question, winter's the biggest of the 3 seasons. And due to circumstances out of our hands, with Lachine no longer in the equation, they kind of handcuffed the whole process. But hopefully this will open up another avenue of teams.
And I was going to say, I don't think we have enough spots for all the teams on the waiting list, which is very unfortunate. And I know, as a team that may not make it, it's like, oh, that fucking sucks or whatever it is. I will mention, just in case people are wondering, none of the teams that didn't register on time were due to a rating request. So good job to the ratings team to make sure that we got these updated as quickly as we possibly could so teams could register quickly. We're trying to accommodate as many teams as we can. So there's only going to be a handful or so that actually aren't going to make it as of now. But again, people maybe have not submitted it. And the impact for the overall season seems to be okay, where we've talked with SchedBuilder, our resident-in-chief for building the schedules, and we're going to try and optimize such that if we do, because it's going to be a longer regular season because of more weeks, but we're going to try and ensure that teams don't have super long buys between their games or double headers to make sure that their schedule is equally distributed throughout the period, essentially. So doing everything we can in our power. And then there's other projects happening behind the scenes, which I cannot talk about because I'm under NDA, but things are going on to try and improve our capacity in the future. That's all I can say.
Interesting.
So there you go. Could happen. That's all it is. Could.
One more announcement for everyone. This upcoming Saturday, December 2nd, because I can do days, 3 o'clock to 4:30, Stade Hebert. Please tell me I'm right.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good. I didn't check. We are running our free agent combine for the winter 2024 season. So for those of you who may not be familiar with this concept, this is a thing we introduced a few years ago where a bunch of players came to us saying, hey, listen, I love football, or I'm from out of province or out of country, or I've never played it before. My friends are interested, but I love it and I want to start playing, but I don't know how to get on a team. And so previously our answer was, well, fill in a form on our sites, and then that kind of went nowhere. And then we also had the idea of people posting on our Facebook group, and Facebook is kind of not the same as it used to be. Let's just put that nicely. So we introduced a free agent program where you can register as an individual person, and we will try and match you to a team or assemble a group of free agents. This year, we're planning to have up to 4 free agent teams. And even at that level, there's a high possibility that we're still going to have additional people that are looking for teams that may be an extra +1 or +2 on your roster.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be assigned a person off of a list, you're welcome to attend the free agent combine and talk to these people directly.
As a captain.
As
you
a
mean,
captain.
of
Well, even as a
team.
player, frankly. But yes, like sign them on your team officially and everything. And then that way they don't have to go through our free agent program. So this is your chance to scout and pick up the best of the best before they are gone.
There'll be already some captains and players on teams coming to scout. Some voodoo guys.
And they've got some good people off free agency in the past too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch that combine. You know, he's a great 40-yard run over there. Great hands. Smart player out there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll just say when I had my last iteration of lockdown, we picked up 3 free agents that wanted to play as a friend group together, and we're like, yeah, sure, literally, I'll take 3 people, no problem, because I was having attendance problems with my core, and we made the finals that year. So it just goes to show
that there's talent out there. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You just gotta find it, man. That's all. That's it. That's all. Okay, and last but not least, before we get into the show, a reminder that next weekend is the Fall Cup Finals. Saturday is in Brossard, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon it's at Hibernia in St. Leonard. So Brossard Saturday, St. Leonard Sunday for the 2 days, and prime time Saturday and afternoon Sunday. So we'll be done by 4:30ish on Sunday.
Yeah. 5 maybe, just give or take a few.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
And then
Bubbles
Sunday,
up though.
Sunday night football, Eagles Cowboys then.
Yeah, that's right. Chiefs, Bills, 4:30. Okay, so that as well. So we'll have a reminder on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff for next week and what's going to happen for the finals. And let's dive into it, Iggy.
with our BuzzFit promo.
Hey FPF players, looking to take your fitness to the next level? BuzzFit Gyms has a special offer just for you. Join us today with no initiation costs. Get ready to score big in the gym and on the field. Visit us at BuzzFit Gyms and seize this exclusive deal now.
And if you're not seizing this deal, well, you probably should for the new year and get yourself in shape, you fatty.
Hey, no fat shaming here.
You see Bruce Hogan? Looks like he's getting himself in shape at BuzzFit over there. His everyday reminder of what he's doing every day. Chest, tries, legs, the whole 9.
Just better.
Of course. Okay, let's dive into it. Iggs, Tier 4. A lot to unpack. So we'll focus in on, of course, the November 25th and 27th games. And, of course, we have our matches now set up for the quarterfinals on the weekend, going to Monday as well. Well, to be determined, of course. Okay, so let's look at the Saturday games in terms of what happened. Salt and Pepper, I would believe that's a forfeit that they won for Mega Ron, so it is what it is.
Boo!
Toon Squad taking out Pack-a-Punch by 3 scores. Only Flags beating Houday by 2. Surprisingly enough, Houday scoring more than 5 points. And then Super Troopers taking out Bend Don't Break by 27. So
what happened to Houday in the last couple games? Because they suddenly started performing.
Yeah.
I guess it took a whole season to get cracking, so
Yeah,
that's
I
fun.
mean, they ended up putting Adam Weechie at quarterback. It seemed to make.
Did you say Avicii?
Ceviche.
Ceviche.
Awiche. He has a new nickname all of a sudden. They put him at quarterback. It seemed like he was doing a lot better than Tanner Keaton, I believe it was. So yeah, they made a little good run at it at the end and got some extra games in. But Only Flag's a bit more of an experienced team. It's a 2-point victory. That's a convert win basically, or it could have been a safety.
Or they could have scored 4 touchdowns with 3 converts.
Right.
So, but then you look at Super Troopers winning rather easily over Bend Don't Break by 27 points. Surprised by that scoreline and how that played out with those 2 teams.
Are you asking if I am?
Yeah, you're surprised by that scoreline.
No, I've seen now. I hadn't seen Super Troopers play since like September, so basically a whole season ago. And I then saw them at Brossard recently for their first playoff game, and I was really impressed with the improvement of Kenny Boutselier and just the defense. It's a core team now that's been playing for 3+ seasons. They seem to have put it all together, and with Rico Tulino as their him and really Zachary Alberts Gill as the 2 mainstays and pillars on offense and defense, they have this team rolling. And no, I'm not too surprised that they were able to take a Bend Don't Break team, sure, that went to the final in Div E, but just missing that experience and usually rely on their athleticism, which is really great athleticism, but usually rely on that a little too much going up against really a true flag team in Super Troopers. Who they probably looked at them and were like, okay, we can beat these guys, but then end up losing 33-6. Just experience and knowledge of the game takes you a long way, especially in playoff games, right? It's hard to win in this league, and Bend Don't Break's still learning how to win playoff games, right?
Right.
So not surprised by that.
And then obviously on the Monday games, Save Turf Tolls and Dewey Molasses win their games. They'll play Monday at Saint Laurent, and when Diesel losing against Save the Turf Tolls and Cookie Monsters, surprisingly in my eyes, I thought they were going to win this game against Dewey Molasses, and they lose by 4. So I would imagine, I'm surprised by that scoreline that the Monsters lost by 3, I beg your pardon, to Dewey Molasses.
That was a good. I saw a little bit of it. It was back and forth, although back and forth in the sense not just score for score. It was actually kind of like 2 scores at a time for each team. So Dewey Molasses, I believe, went up 13-0 in the game. Cookie Monsters made a comeback, but then Dewey Molasses scored another 2 to. No one Dewey Molasses seemed to pull away several times into this game, but Cookie Monsters would be coming right back. Just an interception on defense off a tip ball from one of the receivers of Dewey Molasses. Just things like that, one-offs, were able to get Cookie Monsters back into the game. But in the end, it was a game of converts that Dewey Molasses took advantage of.
Okay, on to Saturday night. We got the quarterfinals set up. We got Pastor Rabiat, Only Flags, Wind Diesel, Salt, and Pepper. Cookie Monsters Student Squad, Ranfins against Super Troopers. The game that is most likely to have an upset is?
Most likely to see an upset. And here's a scheduling note, actually, because a scheduling note in terms of how the brackets work. So Eagle, actually, if you can scroll into the Tier Cup 4 divisional page and then go to the playoff breakdown, because it's interesting that you say, who's and somewhat zoom in on this. So a lot of teams ask me about this. You'll notice that Ramfins and Pasta Arabiat, the 1 and 2 seeds, are not playing the lowest seeded teams. So the fact that Cookie Monsters and Wind Diesel made it further into the bracket and lost later than Ramfins and Pasta Rabiat actually makes them the highest seed in the quarterfinals. So Ramfins and Pasta Rabiat lost their 1 and 2 seed home field advantage, so to speak, but only for the quarterfinals round. So in the next round, if all those 4 high seeds win, Ramfins regain their number 1 seed. So it gets a little confusing, but basically, if you make it further and get a loss later in the rounds, you actually and then happen to lose, you actually have the higher seed for only that quarterfinal round in this case. I don't know if that was.
I'm lost.
Depending on where you when you lose, you move through the bracket accordingly. Is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So the matchups are predetermined, so to speak, in terms of the way you go up or down into the lower bracket.
Yes.
There you go. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's how it is.
So all to say, and then now to go back to your question of who's most likely to pull off the upset.
Yeah.
I think Super Troopers, just for reasons that I mentioned over Ramfins. That's one that I could see either team winning. I wouldn't be surprised. So give me Super Troopers.
I'm giving Toon Squad
Over Cookie Monsters?
Yeah, because they played each other back in week 5 and a 10-point loss for the squad against Monsters at Saint Laurent.
I was there scorekeeping it. I recall it. So answer me. Give your analysis, and then I have a question for you.
So I think this is a moment now for Cookie Monsters. Sorry, Toon Squad. I beg your pardon.
Mm-hmm.
Where they can take that turn in their franchise ascension, and if they're able to get this skin to beat Cookie Monsters, a team that they lost by 10, and I think the key will be how Garner Ross will approach his game plan, how he utilizes his weapons, and what he does. Is he going to be patient?
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to force throws? If he's patient, I think that really puts the Monsters on their heels because they're going to get a little bit twitchy and antsy because they put out a man-to-man defense.
Mm-hmm.
If he's smart in how he angles and places the ball, I think that will help him. So I think Garner Ross has to come up with not an effective game plan, but a smart game plan that kind of keeps the possession in their favor and makes them a bit aggravated because they want to get the ball quick and they want to score quite a bit in a fast succession.
Yeah, I can see that happening, and that actually kind of did happen in their previous regular season matchup. The only thing is I believe it was one interception at least, but it was one interception that really turned the tides and turned the possession game over to Cookie Monsters, and from then they could never get back in it, even though at the end of the game they totally mismanaged their play count. There were still 3 plays remaining in the game, and Gardner Ross was throwing bombs from the middle of the field when he could have still taken one more play to advance 10 to 12 yards, score, and go for the onside kick, have 2 more plays, score, and go for a 2-point convert to try and at least tie the game. Instead, he's chucking balls into the end zone and didn't realize that they weren't out of the game. So he's going to not have to make, or at least make one less mistake than Felix Boutet does on as a quarterback.
Right.
And to manage the game better at the end. He didn't know. I have a strong belief that he didn't know that they had a chance to come back and tie that game, which was weird to me.
No, Garner's a smart kid.
I know,
I don't
which
think
is why I found it weird.
Yeah, I just think maybe he was just trying to air it out and see what happens.
But why? You had a chance. Like, he had a chance to. Trust me, they mismanaged their play counts and maybe didn't realize they had the onside in the back pocket. But my question to you, Mo, is how does Toon Squad stop Felix Boutet from running?
That's Garner Ross keeping the ball in his possession, right? Long drives.
Okay, but when they don't, when Cookie Monsters have the ball,
no, for sure. Here is where it gets really tricky for them, because this is a team that, whether you look at Abby Corman or Max Arnovitz, who had the only sacks during the regular season.
Yeah, they rush for them.
They gotta contain him, because you're not gonna stop him. You gotta contain him and force him to be in a passer in the situation. Now, I'm not sure if they can do that, and that's why I think Cookie Monsters, with what they have at quarterback, with how they built it up so far, and you look at the rush numbers this year for Boutet. I mean, this guy's almost averaging almost a first down for every carry he's had, right?
Yep.
And on 38 carries, 357 per pass, or per rush, I beg your pardon. And then you look at his numbers as a passer, and that's where I think the guy forced him to be a passer, because he's only 53% passer completion rate during the regular season, and not the most outstanding passing yards. So can you force him? Can you force him to make throws? Can you force him to make not passes, but throws? When I say throws, make those tight window throws that he's got to convert for first down on a 3rd or 4th down situation. And that means you got to be passive in how you rush him. That means you cannot go all out and you commit to one angle and he's walking right by you for the first time. You cannot do that. So you be passive how you aggress them. Except you be wide enough. You have to be wide enough where it's going to be tough for him to say, okay, I can't get around this guy. I'm going to have to throw it. And if you throw it, I mean, is he going to complete it? That's going to be key in my books and how they handled Felix Boutet in this game.
Just to wrap it up there, so despite having a 53 completion percentage in the regular season, and your point about making throws, I've seen now 2 games from Felix Boutet. He's making those throws, and his playoff completion percentage 66.7%. So he's completing 2/3 of his passes, 332 yards, 9 TDs in 2 games as a passer.
Yeah,
he's rushing less, 74 yards on 10 attempts in 2 games. So 5 attempts for 7 yards, right? I'm telling you, he's looking for the throws and he's making those throws. Sometimes they're a little off, sure, and that's where Toon Squad's going to have to get either a tip ball landed into their hands for interceptions, or straight out pick off one of the Boutet throws.
So Pastor Rabiat only flags. I think Pastor Rabiat, they're gonna be okay. I think they're playing only flags team who they beat by 20 back in week 2. At Mary Vic. I think I score kept that game. I might have score kept that game. I forget.
Way back at Mary Vic that time.
Yeah, the Mary Vic days of PF era. But I don't know where only flags has an advantage in this game. I don't know where they can take the advantage against Pastor Rabiat. I know we've ripped on I've ripped on past Rabiat, but there's one thing that Only Flags has going for them
Speed.
is that they have 5 guys that have 5 touchdowns or more during the regular season.
Yeah.
So that could give them a chance where they cannot game plan on just a singular player, but they have to game plan for a full row of pass catchers, which is pretty much your 5 receivers on the field. And I think that could be a difference maker in how they can keep this game close enough or them pulling off the smash and grab.
Yeah, it's that one. That one's a tough. Like, I'm not putting money on that game, right? Like, I don't know how that one's gonna go out. Pastor Rabiat has a bit more of the high end talent in Joe Morghese, which Eagle. Are we gonna be ready for perhaps something that we're preparing? I can't even see him. Is he even there? God damn it! Hello.
He's there. He's
I'm here.
busy.
Speaking of high-end talent, we will have something ready. But yeah, like you're suggesting, I'm not sure Pastor Rabiat can go five across and line up against all of the Only Flag players, especially and they shouldn't play man. They should mostly play zone, but to handle the speed of all the Only Flag players, there are a lot of big body but big speed as well. Kind of like there are almost like 3 or 4 players that are like Joe Morghese, right? So sure, Joe can take away the middle of the field but that only takes out so much. If I'm Only Flags, I'm running a lot of drags, try and confuse the zone defense, and they definitely have the speed for that.
Win Diesel, salt and pepper. That's a toss-up in my books. You flip a coin at this point with these two teams.
Have you seen much of Salts and Pepper
I've
this
seen
year?
them from afar. I didn't go keep their game, unfortunately, this year. But I feel like this is gonna be it's gonna come down to extra points. I think for these teams,
Yeah.
who can execute on that point. Look, they didn't play each other during the regular season. This is the first time they're meeting each other.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at Win Diesel. I mean, this is a team that has scored 30 points, I think, twice during the regular season. So points might be at a premium, and that means extra points might be their passport to victory in this game.
I mean,
So-
Will Sabag's your touchdown leader after 3 games. He's passing leader in yards. He's leading this team on a nice little playoff run. So the magic seems to be in Win Diesel's bag here.
Yeah, it's going to be a coin toss. I really do believe you flip it, and whatever lands, that's your winner in this football game. Ramfin Super Troopers. This has a bit of intrigue in my books. I think both teams have, how can I describe this? I'm trying to find the right word for this here, Iggs.
Panache?
No.
Panache.
I think both teams have a bit of a bad taste in their mouths, I think, recently in terms of how it's been for them. But
Oh.
I think,
What would the taste be?
like, soured milk.
Oh.
Like buttermilk?
No.
Oh.
No.
He quickly changed my mind there.
Iggy's that meme, it's like the girl who's like,
I voiced it.
Yeah, sour milk. Look, because Ramfin's lost to Win Diesel
Uh-huh.
on the weekend last week.
Yeah.
Now they're in this situation as we speak. The thing is, you look at Ramfin's and look, they got the best logo, as I said, but I'm surprised they lost that game. But can they be more consistent with their offense?
Yeah, that is one of the questions, probably the question that they're gonna have to answer against Super Troopers. Yep.
Yeah, that's my question. Can they be more consistent with their offense? Because you can't put up 12 and win. You're going to lose. And that's what happened. They got exposed for it. And Super Troopers are a good team, man. This is a team full of wealth of FPF experience. And you said it before briefly, but when I look at this team right now and how they're built, I mean, this is a team that can win on extra points. And this is a team that can get that key INT or that key sack from Zachary Albert Gills as well. So I just think that this is a team that has the marauding ability to really run it on these guys if they cannot get points in this game for Ramfins.
So it's actually an interesting one because I think the teams are built quite similarly, actually. While Ramfins might have the more athleticism maybe across the board, these two teams have probably two of the best rushers in the division, and maybe not tier 2, tier 3, sorry, even a step up. Anyways, we'll stay in tier 4. I think it's going to be a very defensive battle. I could see this one being like a 13-12 scoreline, and like you're saying, coming down to extra points because these two quarterbacks like to run and make plays off of the fact that you think that they're going to run. Right? Kenny Boutillier will scramble around and run downfield, but then scramble around, look like he's attempting to run downfield, stop and throw a deep pass for a touchdown or for a first down. Chad Dumenil, 20 sacks on the season. It can really limit what Kenny will do rolling out of the pocket. And if you limit that, you limit a lot of his game plan on offense. And I think the exact same thing is true for Zachary Alberts-Gill facing off against Super Troopers quarterback. So 13-12, give me a score line. I don't know who it is, but it's going to end up 13-12.
Okay, State of Turtles doing molasses. Just to clarify right now, that'll be the semifinal on Monday. The winner will go straight to
the final.
So they will go straight to the final. Loser go to the Wednesday semifinals as well. Okay, so look, I bought into the State of the Turtles for this run right now.
Okay,
I think they were definitely the favorites in this game here.
They're the favorites, yeah.
The question that I have for Dooley Molasses coming into this game against State of the Turtles, if they're going to pull off the win and get themselves into next Saturday's final, which I'll be calling with who, I'm not too sure yet.
No, we'll announce that next show.
Yeah, we'll figure it out due time here. But they can put up points, Dooley Molasses.
Yep.
But can he stop? Can he stop this Turtles offense here?
Probably not. I mean, the thing is,
because look how many points they gave up. They've had a bunch against weaker teams that they've given up less than 15 or less than 13.
The thing is, they come up with timely interceptions, like I saw against Cookie Monsters. They need they need two stops to have like a 70% chance of 70 to 75% chance of winning this game. If they can force two turnovers, and by force, I think one of them, force, and the other one being a lucky bounce here or there, they really increase their odds of winning because, like you're saying, they are capable of putting up 30-plus points. And if you take away two possessions from Vincent Chung and the Savior Turtles offense, that usually you have 7 in a game, that you take away 2, that's 5 touchdowns, that's 30 points. Then it comes down to a game of converts.
Right.
So, who are you more confident in in a convert game? I would have to go Turtles as well.
Yeah.
So but that's why they're the favorite in this game, right? So interesting game. It's gonna this one I see being 30 plus points on both sides. Not a defensive battle like Ramfins versus Super Troopers.
Okay, on to Tier 3.
Before Tier 3 though.
Yes.
We forgot something about at the top
of
the
yes,
show.
the award winners. Yes, yes.
We're so eager to jump into the BuzzFeed promo and then jump into Tier 4. That so
how do you want to do these? Do you want to do them all at the same time, or do you want to do them per tier?
we discussed this in the
I wasn't
show.
listening.
We did, but you know what? We're doing all one shot, right?
Well, now that we didn't do it at the beginning,
we'll save it at the end of the show. Then let's put it that way.
So we'll save it at the end of the show.
Yeah,
okay.
save it at the end of the show.
This.
It makes
Yes,
sense. There's
okay.
no point in doing it in between division coverage. Okay, end of the show. All right, Tier 3. Again, a lot to cover here in Tier 3. I was there for the games yesterday, or on Wednesday, November 29th.
Oh, were you?
I was there. Yes, indeed.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Would you sign an affidavit about it?
I can sign it for him. I saw him.
He co-signed on that. All right.
So you're
am I
complicit.
surprised with some of the games? Yes. Illegal use of hands. They skunked the place against penetrators.
5 interceptions from Ale Barzoni.
Barzoni, I don't know what's going on with him. Like it's like he has these weird he has flat tires coming out of the blocks, and has once he comes out of the blocks, throwing a couple of INTs in the first couple of drives, which he's done normally now. He's never the same.
Spirals down.
Yeah, Wib taking out Idaho Utah Pimps, and that was
very good game. Honestly, it was a great game. Just quick recap. We were in control for most of the game. We were even up 10 points, 2 possession lead on them. They scored to make it a 4-point game, get a stop on a 4 and out kind of situation where it was a 4th and 1, 4th and 1.5 and they got the stop. Got a bat down by Mike Collard on a semi quasi wheel route that was just impromptu. So he got a hand on the ball, swatted that away, gave them possession back. I'll finish, and then I brain farted there for a sec because I was always remembering how we only had one possession each, and then all of a sudden I asked, so they get the ball back, and I asked Sarah how much time's left. There's like 1:30 left in the half, and we've had one possession each. I'm like, what? Maybe I heard 4.5 minutes. She said 1.5. So they get a stop on defense, score with about 6 plays remaining, so we took some timeouts to save us some plays, and weren't able to come up with the final game-winning drive. West Island boys get that interception to ice the game for them. But it was a good rematch from the Division D finals, and I said that during the handshake line that's what makes a great rivalry, right? Is one team wins, then the other team wins the next match. Luckily for us, we're not out of it. We're still alive, and hopefully we can face them, or it would be penetrators into the final.
Well, I'm hoping you guys lose actually for the road
A
show
lot
purposes.
of people do, yeah.
But anyway, Killer Rays outclassed the Rica Riders. I think that was a foregone conclusion. The Riders were not a strong team coming in. There
No.
were a lot of injuries. Depth was an issue with them. And the Rays were a much better team in their redemption tour. Trapstars, Griff Nation, I scorecapped this game. A bit surprised by Trapstars. They can never find that moment of glory. They just got stymied by Griff Nation. It was close.
It was 21-21 at halftime when we
and
left.
Griff Nation had the INT, and they got stopped a couple of times, and they realized they waved the white flag in 5 plays that they weren't going to catch up at that point.
Trapstars were dealing with a lot of injuries. this
Yes,
season,
they
though,
were.
right?
Trapstars were ravaged by injuries this past season, and they're
Cooper
coming back
Young.
for winter. They will be back for winter, and
Cooper Young,
Yeah.
James Wiseman recently went
Yeah.
out in a really tough luck from
yeah,
them.
they should be okay. I think Ryan Garbage found his flow again, hair flow, and of course his quarterback flow. Team Saxy, I think we're both on that bandwagon with their win over Baby Dragon Magic, and Bandits with the upset win over Joe's Panini. I know people were questioning Joe's Panini how they approached the final play. They had a couple plays left. Rather than kind of working it down the field, they went for the kill shot for the win, and they got picked off on the second to last play.
So they had a chance to win this game.
They had a chance to win the game, and they kind of overshot their angle there. And
That's crazy because this game at halftime was 27-6 for Bandits.
Yeah.
And we were messaging in our group because this game determined who most likely we would be facing, but then we realized we had the schedule all wrong.
Classic.
And I'm like, did Bandits choke? Did Bandits choke? Because like if there's a team that can mount a comeback and score quick, it is Matthew Zepatelli. Didn't look too hot in the first half. Threw a pick 6 to Jadaridi, who took it to the house. Threw a pick on a Hail Mary that Darcy Gianni almost took to the house, stopped them at like the 7-yard line. So like everything seemed going in the opposite way for Matthew Zepatelli. But like I said, if there was a QB that in this division that can mount a speedy comeback, it would be Joe's Panini. And okay, so you're telling me they had a chance on the final drive? That's crazy. That's
a chance to win, and they came up short in that situation. So.
Yeah.
So now we have our quarterfinals, which will be Sunday at Loyola.
Loyola, yeah.
So Webb against Penetrators, which is a great game. I think
Yes.
that could be your potential final if it played out like that. Team Sex against Griff Nation. Killer Rays against Bandits, and you guys and Illegal Use Hands await the TBAs, right, for those games, I would imagine.
The 8 o'clock games.
8 o'clock games. Okay, so West Island Boys, Penetrators. The key for Webb is they got to force Justin Goodman to go outside the numbers, and because he's had great success with his second, third, and fourth receivers. So if you go across the board, 5 across, I'm talking about the snapper being your third receiver and your 2 slots being 2 and 4.
Sure.
So they got to force him to go wide into tight windows, and that's where he killed against. Oh my God! I lost the team that to beat Illegal Use Hands, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He killed them by going over the middle numerous times, and they had no answer stopping the crosser, had no answer stopping the hooks. And if Webb's going to win this football game, they got to put a major congestion of bodies and force Goodman to go widthwise and win those tight window games. If they don't do that, this might be a game where Panthers run the game on Wib.
I'm sure Wib now taking notes.
I'm sure they are.
The opposite's actually true for West Island boys, right? Zach Stacy loves his sideline comebacks, loves those 5, just throwing it to the sideline where it's really tough to defend. So penetrators on their end have to, from the 1 and the 5, be very disciplined. West Island boys have a lot of speed.
Yeah.
And not just 1 or 2 players, like 3, 4 players deep with so much speed. They have like 2 of the best rushers in the division on their team, in Ethan Adrian and Julian McLaren Thompson. So if one of them ever gets burnt out, which is not usually the case, they have a more than capable backup in waiting in the reins. Their speed gives them, and if you gave some notes for West Island boys, here's some for the penetrators. They love to play a man defense just because they have so much speed to go up against it. So really, really good game here for the winner to go to the final.
Team Sexy Griff Nation. This could be
weird.
Yeah, it's sort of like the opposites attract in this game.
Who's the favorite in this one? No, other than the home and away team. Who's the favorite?
Well, it all depends on Sabourin and how he plays for Griff Nation. Because he had a really good game on Wednesday. Like he called a really good game, like as a baseball pitcher. And he's got to call a really good game against Team Sexy, which has a very stifling defense. They're very pesky at times.
Yeah.
And if he's patient with his reads, and if he's going to be calm, I think they have a chance to pull off the win over Team Sexy. I think Team Sexy is on the rise. There's sort of been the we didn't think they'd be here, but now here they are making a run for it, Iggs.
Yep.
But I do like the edge with Sabourin at quarterback and what he brings. And that defense is very good. They're physical in the right way, not in the illegal way. And they can really give to you at times.
It's something that not only are they like a little physical, they're disciplined as well.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the opposite of Team Sexy. Find very athletic, just free flowing. And that's why you kind of say opposites attract here. Is that okay? Can that athleticism and freestyle play, kind of backyard football, can they get away with it with a more, they're mostly a tackle team, right? There's Guidifon, not Griff Nation. Can they get away with what they were doing, to some lower end teams here, and nothing to take away from Team Sexy, like you said, great run that they're on. But can they get away with it now with Griff Nation, who's a bit more disciplined in their assignments, right? So, interesting game. I'm not sure who the favorite is, even though Team Sexy is the home team. The wild card it's not an X factor or wild card, but just Sam Anastopoulos. He's the Greek freak here. He's just the best player on the field most nights. And I think that's still true here. Oli Sabourin, as good of an offensive play caller, like you're saying, just as solid on defense as well, right? He can create a turnover for his own offense. And so if Ben Berrier is throwing, a bit of a wobbler downfield, which usually gets there, if that stifling Griff Nation defense can take it away once or twice, then the edge there would then go to Griff Nation.
Yeah. Killer Rays Bandits, on paper, it's a mismatch.
Is it?
Yeah, because Bandits is, they think I'm a hater of them, which I'm not. I just think they're not a good team.
You
taking Bandits
are
over
they?
Killer Rays?
This is, and I remember P is always asking this. Are Bandits good?
No, they're just peaking. Darcy Giannis, these guys, they're just peaking at the right time. That's what it is.
It's hard to tell with this team because, my God, they looked dominant against Joe Spinini in the first half. I'm like Emil Scaff making great reads, throwing great balls, defenders jumping routes and playmaking ability. Like, this team looked legit. And then I've seen them in the past, and I'm like, and I'm sometimes disappointed in some of their games. Bandits are a scary team. When they're high, they look like one of the best teams in Tier 3. I'm telling you. And when they're just off, they look terrible. They look like they could barely compete in Team 4. So, and Tier 4, sorry. So I don't know. I asked the question, are the Bandits good? And
are you trusting the score more than 30 in a game. They've done it once.
From what I saw
Now, as you
yesterday,
said, Joe Spini.
from what I saw yesterday, yes.
They scored 27, and that was it.
I know, but they were on pace for 60 when I saw.
But the pace wasn't met.
I understand.
They're not
they
built to
got
score.
shut out. They got shut out, and maybe they need me to stay, but they got shut out in the second
They're not built
half.
to score 30 or plus. They're not built like a air raid offense.
I'm telling you, the way he was, Emil Scaff was driving the field, it looked like he could put up 50.
Oh, by the way,
it's from what I saw. The eye test told me he was on fire, and so I don't know. The thing is, here's the counterpart. I'm more confident in Killer Rays consistently putting up 30.
Of course. By the way, there's a sale for clementines at Don's for $2 a pound.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's on the
With
banner.
leaves or without leaves?
Hold on here.
And do you eat the leaves?
No, I don't eat the leaves.
Okay. So then why do they get advertised like with leaves?
I don't know. I'm looking at the banner across
Because
FBF.
they're prettier and everything. Like you put them out, they have little leaves.
Leaves
and
get
everything.
white. They get like
Yeah.
Oh, then
white
you probably should be eating your clementines way earlier than
Yeah.
that. My God.
Yeah, I have one a day with vitamin
The
C.
thing is, I love them, but like they don't like my teeth. They're too acidic, and they just.
Well, it depends when you have them.
like-
You can't have them after
yeah.
you brush your teeth.
No, yes, that's yeah.
Look, they're not
that's a
going to
given.
score. Killer Rays.
Yeah.
If Killer Rays score more than 30, they're going to win this game. The Bandits are not going to keep up with them.
I'd say if Killer Rays score 30, their odds of winning are like 85%. And if they score 35 or
No,
36,
Emil
it's like
Scaff-
95%
Emil Scaff's not
chance.
going to beat the Killer Rays. It's not going to happen. The run's coming to an end. I hate to break it to these guys. It's not going to happen.
All right.
They're going to hate me all they want and see what happens from there. Okay, so as a result, right, with you guys and Illegal Use Hands waiting for the winners, quickly here, Iggs, because we can't really preview the games.
Right.
Best and worst matchups for both teams, looking from the objective standpoint of where you stand with Idaho Ute Pimps.
Best matchup for Idaho Ute Pimps, Team Sexy. Worst matchup, dare I say, it would be either the winner of Killer Rays and Bandits. Killer Rays, because it would be the third time these teams play each other. Like, in a good way, I think both teams are fed up with each other. Like, not like, and again, in a good way. It's like, okay, can we play another team? Like, we don't want to like play each other a third time. And Bandits, just because, like, man, what the highs of Bandits is I'm telling you, it's scary. It looks really, really good. But if I had to pick between those two, you'd have to pick Bandits just because of the variability in their play and performance. Do I want to go for Illegal Use of Hands, or I'll throw it to you?
Look, Legal Use Hands.
Okay, I'm throwing it to you.
This is a team that. It all depends on how Barazoni plays.
Yeah, it really hinges
It
on
doesn't matter
him.
who they play.
It hinges
because
on him, yeah.
If he plays like the never-ending river diarrhea that he was on Wednesday,
It never ends. There you
it
go.
never ended with
well,
him,
it never ends.
diarrhea. They're not going to beat whoever the 8 o'clock winners are going to be, right?
So here's maybe how I can phrase it to you, because I feel like one of the earlier ones, and you'll tell me if it's not, was to Rocco Cristiano a pick 6.
Yeah,
Was one of the earlier ones?
that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Which of the 4 teams has a Rocco Cristiano-like defensive player? Because with him, it's one interception leads to another. It snowballs. And if there's a player you don't want to throw to on penetrators, it's Rocco.
The Greek Freak
Yeah.
is one guy to look at.
Yeah.
I think he can change it around. Killer Rays, again, they can change it. Bandits, Darcy Giannis is the guy for them.
Yeah.
Griff Nation, they got a plethora of guys. So, I just think that it all depends on. It's less matchup dependent, but it's more on Barazoni being a better quarterback than
Yep.
he was.
Yep.
And he was awful, god awful on Wednesday, and it's the truth. And if that's going to hurt his feelings, I'm sorry, man, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
And you can't do that.
5 interceptions. Like,
You
you
can't
can't
do
say
that.
you had a good. You can't
No.
say you had a good performance.
No, and just
you'd
quickly
be the
here,
first to admit
just
that.
to before we get to the next division here, if you look at Barazoni's stats the last few weeks of the season, including knockout stages, right, as a quarterback,
Yeah.
he's throwing he's had a good year up until the last few weeks.
He was in
threw-
quarterback of the year contention and then
Yeah.
threw it away those last 2 weeks. But
Literally threw it away.
Yeah, like
but go away.
Yeah, like
go ahead.
Go
he's had
away.
seven. He has 7 INTs in the last 3 games. He's been
That's
sacked 6 times the last 3 games.
8 INT, 10 INT, 9. We can't do math. 9 INTs in the last 3 games.
Those are
9.
numbers right there.
9. Oh no, I'm looking at the touchdowns. Sorry,
Yeah,
nine
it's
touchdowns.
9
sorry.
touchdowns, 7 INTs, and
10
been sacked 6 times.
Yes. Yeah.
He's had 2 games of less than 171 in a match. We had 127 against Born in the 80s and 171 against the Penetrators. You can't do that, man. You cannot do that and get away with it. It's almost a miscarriage of justice at times here for him, but not the good way to end off the year. So I think for him, he's got to be better in that matchup moving forward. So we'll see how this plays out for him. All right, on to tier 2. As we move along here in this CTA episode, we'll get to the award winners at the end of the show as we are approaching that quickly enough. Okay, a little less to break down here, Iggs, because a lot of games were on the 26th of November, and now we have games moving forward towards this weekend.
Yeah.
So the Dirty Birds continue to try to prove Mocon wrong.
They did.
Yeah, they win.
Though they were down 17
But
points.
What did I?
There's
tell
the
you?
game we were waiting for from Diamond Bougie.
right. We were. But remember what I said about Don Bougie? They lost the Dirty Birds in the spring season. Same thing. Can we look it up, please?
No, they didn't.
Yes, he did.
They beat them.
Hold on.
Diamond Bougie won that game.
I'm gonna go back in the.
Diamond Bougie won that game.
Relax. Hold on.
But
here.
while Mo goes to look for that, so we've been talking about it.
You keep saying that,
all
and you
season.
almost convinced me too. I almost told them like, oh, but you lost to Dirty Birds. They're like, no, we didn't.
So
Hold on
I'm just
here.
happy they managed to get into the double elimination side of the bracket so they can get this one out of the way and now continue on their domination. Because that's it.
Right.
We were waiting for the game that they choke, essentially, and this was the one. How are you up by 3 scores
Yeah.
and end up losing the game? Like, what happened?
So one, Dirty Birds converted their onside kick. Oh man, 8 touchdowns from Quaid. Wow, I didn't open the box score of this one. Yeah. So one, they converted their onside pass attempt. James Tyrell, like looking like a CFL practice squad player on playing in FPF.
Oh, sorry. It was Bissett and Sapo. My bad.
see?
My bad. Yeah.
Well, they lost to Besset.
No, they beat
didn't.
them in the spring season.
Yes.
My bad.
And then they beat Dirty Birds, right?
Yes.
Yes, and then lost to.
Dime Bougie beat Dirty Birds by 2.
Yes,
in the,
I know.
quarterfinals,
In
yeah.
Layo at the outdoors in
I
Laval.
scorecapped that game actually. I should remember that.
And then who did they lose to? This is what I'm asking.
Who?
Are you looking at Dirty Birds
I'm
or
looking at
Diamond
Dirty Birds
Bougie?
schedule actually.
Okay,
not
that's
Diamond
why,
Bougie,
okay.
yeah.
Anyways, back to this game.
Yes.
James Tyrell going off, onside kick successful. There was one 4th down situation, 4th and 7 with probably in plays. There was probably 5 plays remaining, and they decided to go for it. Maybe even 3 plays remaining. If they punt, so decision time, guys. 4th and 7, 3 plays remaining.
From where?
From there, they advanced 7 yards from the 10-yard line, so on their own 17.
No, you punt that.
Or, sorry, on their own 13, sorry.
So you punt there 2 plays left?
Punt, 2 plays left.
You punt it.
Yeah, punts it.
I think that's where you punt. And I'm fairly certain that was maybe there was 3 plays remaining if they punt. But I'm fairly certain it was 2 if they punt. So they decide to go for the kill shot. Dirty Birds playing man defense. Slightly overshot Jerome Hovington on a crossing route. Slightly tugged by Justin Blackie to gain leverage and slightly tipped the ball away from Jerome. Questionable decision there on 4th down. But anyways, all to say that Dirty Birds then scored, I believe, on the very next play again, James Tyrell, and come away with a just miraculous comeback. Because this game was all Diamond Bougie in the first half. The Dirty Birds looked absolutely defeated. It was touchdowns. It was 2-point convert plays with triple quarterbacks in the backfield. Jerome Hovington making great decisions, running for an extra point, 2-point convert, throwing one an absolute dime. Last play of the half, touchdown from Diamond Bougie, Gab Dab Champagne, with just everything was going Diamond Bougie's way. I looked at the Dirty Birds; all of their heads were down, like we can't compete with this team, and they just turned it around slowly, one score, one stop at a time, one onside pass at a time, and they took that momentum all the way to a victory over them.
Imagine being Jules Regenbeau going into this game. 28 for 32, 300 yards, 7 interceptions, and you lose the game.
And how do they do on the converts there? They at least got two
You
points.
know who I blame it on?
They got 3.
They got
They
6
got a whole
points.
touchdown
You know what I blame it on?
worth.
I blame it on Manu Adarrois, who had 1 target miss. He was 11 of 12.
11 of 12. Oof, he had a lot of targets.
Blame Manu on that loss.
But I'm
Hashtag
just
blame.
how I'm sorry, guys. Your defense needs to do way better. I
Yeah.
get it. It's a shootout and it's fine.
Yeah.
But you really need to help your quarterback
Yeah, they were
out.
the
Like
septic tank back.
he's doing everything he can.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah,
But the questionable decision to go for it on 4th down. Can you go in the play-by-play and let's just validate how many plays there would have been? So, two
plays.
Punt would have been 2 plays.
Yep.
And they on the last play they almost scored. They got stopped
Yeah.
on the 1 yard line. I forgot about that.
by Terrell. But anyway, so Birds now move on. Stoics win one, lose one. They beat Lepo Basset and they lose to Fins Up.
Yeah.
So they're out.
Yes.
Beer Belly Brigade with the upset win over Ambush by 19.
Without Ben McMahon.
Without Benny McMahon
Yeah.
in the lineup, so it may be a bit of an asterisk on that. But they lose to Kiss My In-Laws by 5, and Fins Up win over Stoics by quite a bit, by 23 points.
Mm.
So now we have our 3 matchups that will be on Sunday, Monday, Loyola and Saint Laurent. ECW Dirty Birds, Dime Bougie, Fins Up, Infantry, Kiss My In-Laws.
And then a double header for
Yes.
those teams, right?
Yes.
Immediately following
The
that
winners,
game.
yeah. The
Yeah.
winners of the Monday night at 9 o'clock play immediately at 10 o'clock.
So in this case right now, ECW Dirty Birds, start off this game right now. If Jeremy White goes off, okay, here we go. No, sorry. If Jeremy White and Quay Johnson both go off,
Yes.
who wins the game?
At that point, you're asking me. It's a convert game.
Forget about conference. Who wins the game? They both go off. They're throwing up numbers like how it was.
They're
in
throwing
Dime Bougie
darts.
in Dime Bougie and Dirty
think-
Birds.
I think Easy W and Jeremy White. I think, but it's razor thin because Quaid's having an amazing playoff run right now, and my heart wants to say the hot hand in Quaid,
Yeah,
but the rational part wants to say Jeremy White.
Look, Quaid Johnson's got to have that type of clip, but he's got to cut down the incompletions.
No, I don't. I mean, yes, you would like to see that, but
Yeah,
if he's still picking up first downs and touchdowns,
like he's
Doesn't-
got to cut down the incompletions, and he's got to find other options beyond James Tyrrell. Well, like James Tyrrell is a stud receiver. He's not going to be stopped, right? But whoever is available for him in this game, and it's going to be key that he uses all of his resources available to him, because in this game against a team like ECW, which they're not athletic gifted like Dirty Birds are, they're not.
it's close. But I understand what you're saying.
They're not that dominant alphas
Right.
on the team here. But if they're
mean,
gonna win this game here on
JC Ferland would like a word.
yeah,
Sam
sure.
Emilio Pelcha.
Yeah,
The-
I'm not
they're-
taking.
they're-
you-
they're-
you
it's a
take- you're
different-
You're taking Samuel
it's
Pesha
a-
over James Tyrrell.
It's a different kind of athleticism. It's a step. It's one step below.
You're taking. You're taking.
I
Samuel
just
Emilio.
said it's one step below.
But you're saying that they have a word with me. You know, I'm not taking those guys over these guys. Athletically, they're the superior. We know that.
Plus, what makes Easy W great is that they're more than the sum of their parts.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. That Quaid's got to find out anyone else but Tyrell. Like he's got to get James O'Hayan involved, Khalil Kerr involved, Justin Black involved, his sister.
Maybe
The targets have to be a little bit higher.
maybe
for those
not-
guys.
maybe not in that Diamond Bougie game, but he needed him to get back into that game, and that's what sparked everything. Otherwise, I recall in my game he was using all of them. He was
And
using
Kiana as well. Kiana Johnson as well.
Yeah.
as a
He
snapper.
he was using James O'Hay, and he was using Khalil Kerr, Justin Blackie. These guys were involved just as much as James Tyrell. So maybe because I saw it firsthand, but he has that ability to spread it
He's
around.
got to get those guys involved. And if he gets those guys involved and keeps ECW on their heels, they have a chance to win this football game. But if he's going to keep it one-way traffic towards James Tyrell, it'll just make it easier for ECW to say, look, we know what to do. We can just bracket coverage Tyrell and cheat over to his side because we know he's not going to go to the other options available to him on the football field.
Okay, how about the other very interesting part of this game, which is Naz Dillon rushing Jeremy White? Because we know Jeremy White loves to buy time, whether it's rolling out or making a rusher miss. Does he make Naz Dillon miss, and how many times?
Well, you think about it now, Jeremy White was sacked, one sack for almost every 2 plays.
He's the highest. He's either going to roll out and make plays and run downfield and pass it downfield for first downs and touchdowns, or he's getting sacked for 7 yards.
I beg your pardon, 1 sack for every 3.5 plays. 3.5
That's
which
still
is
a lot. That's a lot. He's
a
the most
lot.
sacked quarterback in
Yeah,
almost always.
That's almost,
and he knows.
That's like pretty much 1 sack for every 4 downs, pretty much.
Yeah, for every set of
that
downs.
he goes
Yeah.
through. So if Nas can get him off his line and get him off his axis point, then yeah, I think that makes a big difference. But I don't know if Nas has that type of agility to keep up with Jeremy White in that sense. Nas is a hard-nosed, blue-collar type of pass rusher, but he's not the silky smooth runner. He's a sort of a
Right.
A to B straight line. I'll get you, and I can veer off a little bit off my direction and get to you. But
He can recover quickly though.
he could somewhat, but I'm not expecting to change of pace. Jeremy will kill him,
Yes, and so the question will be how fast he can adjust to that.
and I don't know if he can or not.
Okay.
I don't think he will.
All right.
So that's why if Jeremy can kind of if Jeremy can get the ball out of his hands quickly enough to avoid the sack proposition, then that makes it a little bit more even keeled in this game here. But yeah, I think that the Dirty Birds have to get the other supporting cast members involved in
Agreed.
this game.
Yep.
Diamond Bougie fins up. This is a tough game for Diamond Bougie. They did not luck out in terms of who they have next playing fins up. And I just think now for this game to really go in favor for Diamond Bougie, if Sir William Power has a bad game, that's where they can win this game. But I just think right now, Sir William Power, how he's built up this team, the rapport he has, this is an upset they win in my books.
It wouldn't be an upset.
No, it would
No,
not
I know what you're saying. Would I fear for Diamond Bougie and how it's a bad matchup is having Dondre Borden and Will Power in the backfield, stopping those deep bombs. The only thing is everyone knows it's coming, and yet you still can't stop it. So how far back are they going to line up, and how much of the middle of the field is that going to expose? So that's the interesting part of this game, which, by the way,
Sir William Power.
Sir William Power, number 2 all time in interceptions in FPF. He's 11 more interceptions, and he will surpass Danny Demore for number 1 all time in all competitions, all time interception leader.
That's pretty impressive.
That I was like, I know he gets a lot of picks, but damn, that's a lot. So how many picks does he get against Jules here in this game? Does he get 1? Does he get 2? 1.5? Over under?
He gets.
I think he gets 1, and maybe Dondre gets another, and again, I don't particularly like the matchup with so much height in Will, Dondre Borden, Marvin Steinberg. That's a tough backfield to throw against.
They had 17 INTs during the regular season, and they had 6 pick sixes.
If Jules gonna have to be very patient, which he can be. He can drive down the field. He loves using his snapper. He loves Manu with his 12 targets last game. So he's going to have to be patient, drive the field, which he can. So, but it's going to be when he takes that shot, is it going to be a touchdown or is it going to be an interception?
That's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy to do that, right? You're talking about a very good fins up team, but then again, this is an explosive offense here.
Both, for
both
Diamond
are very-
Bougie, but
yeah.
more so Diamond Bougie.
Yeah, they're explosive offense, but again, it's going to be tough. This is a tougher game to gauge in terms of how this plays out. But you have infantry kiss my in-laws, which involves you.
Yeah.
Am I scorekeeping that game, or is it Brent scorekeeping that game?
You're on field 1. So where am I playing?
Field 2.
2.
Yeah, no worries. I still can't figure out this game. I can't because I don't know what angle I'm looking at for this game. I really can't. I thought about it today.
Zach
Obtuse.
Stacy versus me?
No, but I thought about this game today, and I was thinking about it. I go, what am I looking at? Because, you guys beat them by 15 during the regular season.
They were without Zach Stacy, starting
Yeah.
quarterback. They were without really their backup quarterback. I don't know who that be, but they were with Marc-André Lapointe throwing. And Andrew Grant got injured slightly in that game.
Yeah, he
And
talks a lot of junk.
enough to make him almost useless on the field. And they had to because they had to have him stay on the field because they were 6. So it's not the same game as the regular season game.
No, but
I'm the first one telling my team it's not the same game. It's not.
no, but you look at this team now and how Lapointe threw for 4 T's against you guys.
Yeah, I know. Because those games are weird where you don't know what a quarterback's gonna do, and then you're calling unconventional defenses against a conventional. Like it doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work.
But
It's weird.
Andrew Grant will talk a lot of junk. Get ready for that.
Yeah,
He's going to
in
talk a lot.
a semi-lighthearted way.
Yeah, it's just who he is.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they have a decisive edge against you guys.
I'm not sure where any team has speed. Lucas Quinville for Kiss My In-Laws and Oriol Lapoirier. And, okay, they have Nick DeMalo and Andrew Grant. There's speed for speed right there.
Yeah.
You have big bodies in Sanders Armand. Okay, you got Dylan Daou on the other side. I mean, this and Marc-André Lapointe, right? So it's tough. And honestly, Zach Stacy's been doing his progression in FPF has been crazy. It almost parallels mine. I see a lot of similarities in our game, and it's another clash of two quarterbacks kind of at the same place in their careers.
And you guys
FPF
have
careers.
a streak of 30-plus points every game this year. That's a lot of points.
Oh,
guys.
every game?
Every game this
Cool.
year. You guys have a streak of 30-plus points. So if they cannot get a turnover against you, game over.
Okay.
They need turnover against you guys. If they can't get that against you, game over because they're not going to stop you. And if you're scoring 30, they're not going to stop you.
I see a lot of points. Slightly smaller field. I see a lot of points. A lot of
Faster
quick
turf.
drives. A lot of drives being
Faster
scored in
surface as
3,
well,
4
probably.
plays. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in Saint Laurent in about a year. My God, it's been almost a year since I've been there. But anyway, game over. Bullseye, they will not catch up to you in that sense. So I just think that's going to be key. And then the winners will play each other Monday, so we can't forecast who will play in the semifinals. And the Wednesday game will be
The loser of the Easy W Dirty Birds game and the winner of the 10 o'clock Saint Laurent game Monday night.
right. And then, okay, so there we go.
And
So
then
we'll have that
finals.
figured out then. All right, on to Tier 1. As we
Tier
move on.
uno.
Tier 1. Yeah, we're almost getting through it. We're almost
Well, we have the co-eds.
co-eds too, yeah, and the
women's,
women's. We'll do women's after this.
Women should be pretty fast.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's not much to be discussed, right?
It'll
Most-
be very
Wi-
fast.
Trust me, yes.
Yeah.
It will be very fast.
Yeah, we'll get to that soon. And we also have the award winners too, right? So we'll
Yes. Stay tuned.
yeah, hopefully the schedule opens up. There we go. Okay, what Tier 1. Look, the talk
Oh, baby.
the talk on the streets.
Oh, baby. Let's get to it.
The talk on the streets is 450,
Oh, baby.
and they are looking like they're about to pencil their tickets to
They're
The
not
team.
gonna. They're not gonna submit an electronic ticket.
No,
on their
they want the
phones?
hard
No?
ticket there. So they pull off the win over CFB, which I don't think we're really surprised by that. I picked 450 to win that game, and they are peaking.
Oh, are they ever?
Yeah, and they are playing with an arrogance and confidence that they're not going to be stopped, and that they'll be at Hebert on the Sunday afternoon on December 10th.
They are brash, loud, and playing in a certain way that allows for that. And that they feed off that energy. They bring out a crowd every time on the sidelines. It's fun. It's not so fun for their opponents. It's almost an intimidating field to be on at times. They're on fire. Jeans, Lee, Alexis, taking down the Braves. I mean, not many quarterbacks are able to do that, right? Not only to go up against their defense, but to go head-to-head with Jomayer and outscore him. Essentially, that's how you have to beat the Braves. I mentioned that the Braves' advantage were their 2-point converts, and that was not, I don't want to say a non-factor, but they made it a non-factor by outscoring them in the touchdown department, right? So
Right.
It's just Gene Z with his legs, and I'm telling you, the throws he's making, these are legitimate tier 1 quarterback 1 throws. He diced that Braves defense. Especially his precision on deep balls. It's crazy. We just talked about evolution of Zach Stacey and myself.
Yeah.
Jeans Lee's Alexis I don't have words to it's exponent. It's grown exponentially since. Again, it was last fall cup he started throwing.
Yeah.
1 calendar year, and he's throwing in tier 1, beating the Braves. I've never seen anything like this. I don't know about you guys. I haven't.
No, and
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the evolution of who he is as a quarterback from the co-ed divisions to where he is now. And I don't think there's a book on him yet, right? In tier 1, div 1. to
Right,
really
there's no
kinda,
game plan, yeah.
No, nothing yet. I think now teams will figure it out, right? Like I think if CFB were to play them again, they'll have a better grasp of him already. They'll have 2 games of playing him this past season.
No, the first one was Dan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that. That's
So
way
this
back
is-
when we-
this-
yes. So that really, in theory, in hindsight, this was the first game they played against him. But
Right.
to play him game number 2, I think it'd be a little bit different in that sense. Ryan Lumiere beating up on Maroons by 22. Bless taking out Runner Wentz. Runner Wentz now done. And Terror Squad officially done. KHP with the win over them. KHP now peaking at the right time. This is always their time of excellence, and now they are advancing through. So now the question that comes up for this game, these games coming up this weekend, CFB against KGP. You know, if you look at the history with KGP against CFB or Braves elements, remnants of Braves, they play them tough. There's always
do.
one score games.
It's always on the last play of the game.
Yeah, and I don't think this will be nothing more than a 7-point win for whoever wins this game.
No more than that. It's not. You're not saying it's a 7-point
Nothing
spread.
more than 7. No, nothing more than
Yeah.
7 points. Whoever
Yeah.
wins is not going. Is either 7 points or less. to
Yes.
win.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So I don't think KGP is going to be scared by them. I think KGP has the chance to pull off the win here. But CFB, you know, I don't know what the record is coming off losses. Like, you know what the record is after a loss, how many times they win. So
I understood.
I think they have a far superior record.
I'd
and
say it's pretty high.
yeah, I just don't think they can lose 2 in a row like they have.
Yeah.
But if they were to lose,
Mhm.
it would be based off the fact that they're not hitting the 2-point conference.
Yes.
And KGP
And KGP would. Yeah.
Yeah.
KGP's gotten a lot better at it. They started realizing, okay, guys, we need to start going for 2 because everyone around us is doing it. So we're going to have to get better at it, and they absolutely have. And having Phil Cutler there, obviously, he wasn't there for their first playoff game, bumped them down to the single elimination bracket. He's very confident with his 2-point convert play.
Yeah, I think if KHP can hit the 2-point convert play, then they're good. And also, I think mentally speaking, KHP's got to be relaxed because they always get into those like bang bang plays and then they
Yes.
lose their focus. So if
Yes.
there's a bang bang play, they got to keep relaxed and
Yes.
just keep with it, right? And don't glitch up at that point,
Yep.
right? So KHP is gonna be key in how they just are mentally locked in. Maroons 2.0 against Bless. This is like a past and future, like Steven
Meeting.
Prasad and Chad Barr is almost similar in style
Meeting
play.
of the minds, as one would say.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those games I think can go over 35 plus per
Yeah.
team. It's a team that makes the mistake, a critical
Yeah.
mistake,
Yes,
and
yes. It's-
I don't know which quarterback's gonna do that.
I don't know which way I'm leaning towards this one. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't
it's tough, man. I don't know, but I think the supporting cast is gonna be key. I think Bless has a better depth
Mhm.
of supporting
I would
cast.
tend to agree with that. And don't you think? I mean, I'm slightly leaning that way. That the cohesiveness and just the familiarity of playing longer together that's a slight advantage that Blessed has over Maroons 2.0.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it now and just trying to find the game that when they played each other during the regular season. Did they not play each other during the regular season?
They did
No,
not.
so this is the first time they're meeting each other.
Yeah.
So, again, I think for Chad Byers and this team, it's a matter of getting comfortable with Steven Harpside and how patient he is as a thrower, that he cannot get too frustrated by the fact that he might elongate plays, and not because of his legs, but just because the time of possession and just taking his time in the pocket and stuff. So I think they got to be patient how they attack him in this situation against them on Sunday.
It's that's the slight advantage. What I mentioned, their familiarity of playing together with Steve. At the same time though, Maroon's advantage is that these Blessed defenders have never played against Chad Byers, so it's I just don't know which way to lean here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does maybe the Bear Dome suit one quarterback style of play better than the other, and the arm of Chad Byers versus Steve? Does maybe the Dome come into effect here?
I don't think so.
At a Bear?
I don't think so. I think they're all comfortable in that type of setting.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that's gonna have a big
I'm
impact.
reaching here, but
yeah, I don't think that's gonna be the case.
I don't know.
though. But you know who will have the big impact of home field advantage is 4-5-0 playing in their own backyard at Hebert against Royal Luminaire. Now this is fascinating because you got AJ Gomes who knows Royal Luminaire's offense like there's no tomorrow because he's played with these guys before.
Well, I wouldn't say like the back of his hand. You don't remember every single play call, but maybe someone in key moments.
AJ has a mind of an elephant.
That's true.
He has a mind of an elephant, and if he sees a formation on a certain situation that he knows it's a 3rd and 7,
right.
and
Yes,
they're
I
running
agree.
this and
Or
someone's-
2-point convert plays.
convert
in
plays.
particular.
He
Yeah.
is going to not openly tell his guys what to do, but he will ad-lib and make a play on that.
Right.
So I think it's on him and how he approaches this game and how he aligns his keys on the chessboard and how they operate.
And that becomes and this is why this game is the best. It will then be, how does Jesse Dupree take advantage of the fact that he knows that AJ Gomes is going to maybe jump something, and Dupree's one of the better quarterbacks to no-look passes. So how is he going to move him with his eyes and say, oh, yeah, I recognize this play, I'm going to jump here, and deceive AJ Gomes and throwing a no-look pass in a completely opposite direction, right? So that's and this is why I love this game so much. It's going to be a chess match. But
and not only that, though.
Yes.
Who the hell's going to rush for Royal Luminaire?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Ethan Adrian has only 3 games played, so he's not eligible.
No.
And he was the one with the sky cam that we saw with the Chris's drone on the game of the week. He was the one trying to contain Jeans of the Alexi, but without him there,
to no avail.
I don't see it. Yeah.
So I think it's AJ and how the chief and commander will have his troops lined up. Can he disguise his looks?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you disguise looks and you set up those traps, I think that can really bite Jesse in the office in the ass big time. So I'm fascinated how this plays out with the defense. And again, just Lee
is game breaker.
Yeah,
He's a game breaker.
And maybe he has a bad game. Maybe it happens now. Maybe it happens, but if it does happen, it's because Jesse really. His Royal Luminaire called a really good game plan of defense.
Right. Is it time to start asking the question, was the Dan Lazara version of 450 Ballers the worst combination of this roster?
No. I think Dan knows
That was
no.
said strangely.
I'm playing after Mo's usual
Yes.
shtick at Wyeth and the finest and everything.
Yeah, but no, I think
He's still butthurt from getting cut 10 years ago.
no, not at all. No, I think. But look, I'm not saying who knows? 450 might win Fall Cup. It'd be awesome. And I'm more intrigued by how this team, if there is going to be a team, evolves in Div 1 winter, right? That's when we'll see.
Quarterback controversy.
Yeah, for spring season. I can't wait for training camp for spring season when we're watching, when we have cameras there at 450 training camp, and who's getting first team reps. Is it Dan or is it Jins Lee? Can't wait for that conversation, But anyway, it all jokes aside, though, I think they're fine, but this thing Jason brings a different element of his legs that Dan did not have, right?
And
he will take offense to that.
And
bro,
this
serious.
one, and this time, I mean it. The Hebert Dome better suits the Jeans Lee style of play
Yeah,
than
for
the
sure.
smaller Saint Laurent field where they
Of course,
had
it's a bigger
game of the
field.
week.
Like he knows that field. Like he knows the blades of grass on that turf, right? So it's
And remember, 450 was one Hail Mary drop pass in the end zone away from beating Royaume. So
yeah.
it's gonna be close for sure.
Okay, on to women's. You said very simple and it's very direct in how this plays out. Okay, so Wolfpack take out Wildcats. So Wolfpack play Vortex. Red Nation will play TBA on the same day, an hour later.
Well, it's simplified by the fact that Vortex have declared forfeit. So
Because
Wolfpack.
there are 4, right? There can be 4 players?
Well, you can play with 4. That's not a problem, but they must be 3. So
okay.
you can always play one
Yeah,
less.
right.
It's
So
a
Wolfpack
5
now
on 5.
move on to the semifinals, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
So
man,
Red Nation Wolfpack.
yeah, that's fascinating. This game here, and winner
And
plays
winner
Brutes.
will play Brutes in the final.
Yeah.
Who are we sacrificing to the Brute gods?
Yeah, we can look at
Because
that.
literally, Brutes played Wolfpack week 1 and won 31-12, and then they played them Red Nation week 2, and it was 39-0. So, who is going to suffer the wrath again?
And by the way, Wolfpack.
And by the way,
Wolfpack and Red Nation split their season
Season
series,
series,
right?
yeah.
1-1. I was glad to see Alice Sobel's off for Grey Cup hangover, which is good. I think she'll be sober for this game. Okay, she was exhausted playing the game last
Right.
week in Laval
I'm sure
after the party that they did.
6 interceptions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those were 6 Grey Cup worthy interceptions. Let's
Yep.
put it that way.
Yep.
I look, Wolfpack. They're playing a buzzsaw in Red Nation. This is Red Nation's like MO. Like playoffs is their
Yeah, this is where they turn it. I've said it before. This
territory
is-
dominance, right? Can they stop Gigi Cabilo Bonte? That's gonna be key for them. And like Maurice Paquette, we spoke about her numerous times. Iggs, she might be the one that has the homework assignment to solve the question of Gigi Cabilo Bonte.
It'll be her. That's one matchup to look at, and then the other piece that Red Nation has is Kialan Beckles, right? And that would have to be Karianne Auger's responsibility, as these 2 players' best teams. Best players, these 2 teams' best players, truly covering them each other, and then it'll come down to who has the better depth, right? Emma Townsend-Asselin is one of Red Nation's hidden gems in the sea of red,
Right.
and even Lamise Al-Jundi on defense can be someone that has been known to make plays and interceptions and bat downs on 4th down, on key down situations in the playoffs. So she could be that third depth defender covering, again, Maddie Paquette and Karianne Auger.
Yeah, I just think that look, if Sobel throws like 3 INTs, they're not going to win this game. But also on the flip side,
I don't think that's true. I
you
don't think
can't
that's true.
throw, man.
Given so if this was a regular FPF game, I would agree with you. But this is not the same game. And throwing 3 interceptions in women's, you can still come away with a victory. Because some of them are 4th down and you're taking a shot, trying to get the midfield, and it ends up in an interception. That's fine.
I'll say this.
You're making a play.
I'll say this. Wolfpack, they did not score more than 30 points a game until their game last weekend. They score less than 24 points in every game this year.
It's not going to be a scoring fest.
No, if you're on DraftKings or FanDuel, you're taking the under.
Yes.
Yeah, you're taking the under on this.
What
okay?
is the line here?
You want the line?
20 and a half.
I'll put 32 and a half.
So what, 16 each? And then whoever gets
Yeah.
17,
Yeah.
18,
Yeah,
there,
32.5.
three touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you are able to get 25 plus in this game, you're winning this.
Oh
game.
yes, that's yes.
Look,
And
I think,
who's more likely to hit
I think
25?
Red Nation is. Red Nation is.
I was gonna say Wolfpack.
Yeah, but Wolfpack has, except for the game last week, they have not scored more than 24 points in a game.
Do you have the stat on Red Nation? How many times they? What's the number you said? 24.
24, yeah. Red Nation.
They
Well,
did
25.
it once, twice, 3 times.
Yeah, it's
4 times. Okay.
Yeah, so that's just my feeling and how this plays out.
I think both. I think both teams score 3 touchdowns. 18-18, and then converts play. And I'm not sure who I trust more. And given that I said that, I would have to go with Red Nation, given their playoff success.
Right. Okay, on to Co-Ed 2. Look what happened.
What happened?
Why lost? Why lost? And now what's their deal?
What's the deal?
With why?
Yeah, you tell me.
You tell me.
They're in a single elimination.
Yeah. They're not scheduled yet, though. That's why.
What?
It's on the schedule yet.
Right, because they probably play the winners that still need to play at 6
There's
o'clock.
still TBAs right now, right?
Yeah,
So they're not anyway.
Yeah.
So they lose to Kiss My Christmas Balls, which we spoke about a little bit. We speculated about this, right? Where they would lose.
Right,
and,
yes.
And they did.
Did we want to preview this game? Did I had sent you this. We had our pre-script meeting.
We have script meetings?
Conversations.
Discussion.
Did I not write it?
Can we talk about how Sub-Zero absolutely demolished Tigres?
Yeah. Who called that? Well, that was pretty loud, huh? Sorry, Eagle.
A little.
I mean, it was fine with me.
Yeah.
So
Apologize to our audience, Mo.
We'll
Sorry,
get
audience.
we'll get to Y and Y because KMCB in just a bit. But yeah, from what I heard about this, and because my biggest interesting or seminal matchup was going to be Jessica Bustampen rushing Nestor Chavez Fayad, and it seemed like the first half that Nestor was getting the best of Sub-Zero rushers, though in the second half with some adjustments and just breaking down and containing, Jessica was able to get what is the stat line? 4 sacks on or 3. What was it? What was the final?
4.
tally? Yeah, 4. So really doing her job and her assignment to a T, especially in the second half, giving her team a chance to really push away and climb away for.
Did Tigres blame the referees or no?
I don't know.
They
I
always
wasn't there.
do. They always do.
I wasn't there. No, not always. Not this season. I know what game you're referring to, the spring season.
Yeah. They
No,
told
this
me.
season I didn't hear them complaining about the refs.
Who's going to carry the boats? They beat Balls Deep by 2.
By 2 points or 2 possessions?
Sorry, 2 points. I beg your pardon. She's gone over there. I was surprised by this. We spoke about who's going to carry the boats. Good defense. They play their systems fairly well. Like they play to their strengths, and I'm a bit surprised because I think Balls Deep has a good team, but for them to lose by 2, I'm going to assume extra points were a key factor in this process, how
If
they
you
played
scroll
out in
down,
favor.
Eagle.
Because if you look at the extra point converts, there was one.
doesn't
There's 5 through extra point and converts. I think that happened for them.
And it was in the second half, hence the score.
Yeah. So
5 points off extra points? Because
Yeah.
Eagle's not scrolling down. God damn it, Eagle.
Can you do math?
Sure.
So Balls Deep
Yes,
scored
yes.
21 points
I
in the
want to
first
see. I want to
half.
see. I want to see how many 2-point converts. Yeah, I figured that Balls Deep weren't as comfortable going for 1. Something that Alex Salipsky is more comfortable doing. He ran one in, got one to Mason Miller. I'm not surprised. Balls Deep are good,
yeah.
are athletic, but they lack a system. They lack a consistency in their plays and just the knowledge to okay, I'm running this play over and over and over, and then once the defense adapts, change it up slightly. They're not at that point yet. Honestly, they're probably there. First full season in FPF, just having fun, and they do play in some other leagues. I was told. You can just tell that they're early on in their flag development. Good team, will get better, but I'm not surprised. Whereas who's going to carry the boats have those kind of 100+ games under their belt, as a team and as a total. So I'm not too surprised.
Yeah. I just think that I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think
Yes,
of my thought
yes,
here. No,
yes.
I'm just trying to phrase my thought here. My brain's fried right now. I don't know why, but it's fried right now.
Well, it's a bit of a longer show than what
Yeah.
we've been having.
Yeah. I just think that
yeah.
for who's going to carry the boats, they are a team that I'm not going to bet against. That's how I see them because I watched them from afar during the regular season, and they had some tough games. They played teams very tough.
Yep.
And they shadow you very well on defense, and I think that's going to be their calling cards, how their defense plays going to the next round of games.
Yeah.
And now they get at least retried, which will be on December 3rd at Loyola. And for what they have built up so far, from a credit perspective in this season up until now, I'm looking at it this way, right? They tied them 19-19 back in late September, which I was there for. I actually score kept that game at Loyola. So I remember from what I recall from that game, what it came down to was fourth down conversions. No one can convert on fourth downs.
Mm-hmm.
And if this comes down to that again, to prolong drives, I think who's going to carry the boats has a better chance to win this game, or at least we tried.
Yeah, especially from the last optics that I saw of, at least we tried in my game against them last weekend. So many, I know I spoke about this on last time on the podcast. So many drop balls, and yeah, if it comes down to one play, fourth down, a couple plays, fourth down, just
do you trust Daryl Dorsley be a quarterback?
Yes. It's like I said, it was a ton of drops by the receivers. What I find interesting will be Daryl Dorsley as a rusher, rushing Alex Solipsky. Solipsky with 10 touchdown passes this playoff season so far in 2 games, where and hitting 68 and 63% of his passes so far. He's gaining confidence at the best time, but it's through really with his rushing and his legs.
Right.
When in the first game against free agents, 6 for 53. Against balls deep, 7 for 66. And Daryl Dorsley will absolutely take that away. So when Solipsky becomes a pass first and pass only, let's see how he is in that context. But he's best when he's both rushing and he has defenses on their toes, because he keeps them guessing if he's going to run or pass the ball.
Right. So in the next game that we have, Sub-Zero, they are peaking at the right time. They've been playing some good football of late. I know we called them out for their lack of play calling when they had that lead.
Keep bringing this up.
I always
It was
do.
like week 2.
I know.
But now they've had a whole season to overcome
Now
this.
they got the Predators coming up. And we know about Chris Olsen. We know about this team and how they are. We know how Cesar Garcia-Diaz has improved as a quarterback throughout the course of the season. I believe they played each other earlier in the year, and Sub-Zero won that game, I think.
They did 28-20 outdoors
Right.
in Loyola.
Right.
On a Wednesday, October 11th.
That was
you were
the
there.
4-hour game. Yes.
Yes.
The 4-hour. Yeah.
Night,
that
yeah.
was the very cold
Yes. Yes.
day. Okay. So my question for them in this situation now is, could Predators be patient with the route running that Sub-Zero will present to them because of the rapport, the history that Sarah Parker has with her pass catchers, because of them playing so many touch tournaments and overall being national players pretty much? Could the Preds be patient in how they approach their defensive game plan against Sub-Zero?
I don't think that's the way to look at this, because, or maybe it is, because Sub-Zero are going to move the ball. They will move the ball downfield. It'll be up to Ariane Boucher, Edouard Guimas. Can they make one play and undercut a ball or strike on the deep passes and pick one off? It'll be on one play. Can they make that one defensive play? Maybe two. They'll absolutely need more than one stop in order to beat the Sub-Zero team. I just think Sub-Zero has more defensive playmakers. In particular, Sabrina Gervais. She's the best defensive player on the football field.
Yeah.
I just think her alone makes more plays I think she has 2 interceptions in this game, which would be more than what Predators would have combined.
Yeah, I think, and also I think on the flip side, you mentioned Jessica Bostappen. If she can get to Caesar early and often.
Yeah. It's going
to
to be similar to it might be similar to what she just faced in Tigres, right? In that maybe she doesn't have the edge on the first few plays and just starts adjusting to Caesar, but then can she get those 4 sacks like she did against Nestor?
Yeah, she had 1 sack against them, but put it this way, right? Week 5, October 1, that was the last time she had no sacks. Since then, she's had 10 sacks in the last 5 games.
She can totally crush an offense, and
she's a game wrecker.
And that's one offense that if you back them up into 3rd and 17 situations,
she's a game wrecker.
I'm giving that Sub-Zero defense the advantage over Predators to hit a 3rd and 17.
An absolute game wrecker that she is. She is an absolute game wrecker, and if she can wreck this game. We're looking at Sub-Zero playing in the semifinals. They would play the semifinals on the Sunday, right? Right after that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then maybe Wednesday or whatever happens at that point, right? They would be in the next window of games for the semifinals as well. All right, on to Co-Ed 1. And as we move into the last division, and then we'll get to the award winners after this.
Not too much happening in Co-Ed 1. There's been a big lull since the because the quarterfinals and semifinals, some semifinals games were already
so we can
played.
preview then.
We can preview. Yeah, we have plenty of fish against Vultures. Really is the game, the only game that's known.
And then, kind of, because the winner of that plays the IG team, right?
But it's not known.
Well, there's 2 possible outcomes.
Yes.
Okay, so plenty of fish against Vultures. A lot of familiar faces because they tie each other 40-40 in Laval.
Right. And that's why there's a lot of familiar faces.
Well, no, this is because they know each other, right? They
Yes,
a lot of these guys played each other as teammates and stuff.
Right.
I think what it'll come down to in this game is how do they utilize Rocco Cristiano against Vultures?
Well, not as a quarterback.
No. But I'm saying on both sides of the football.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Because Vultures have some game breakers to look at, right? That can change the game's complexion. So I'm not saying that Rocco's got to be a freelancer and kind of roam around, but you have to give him the freedom of ability to kind of diagnose a play if he sees it and kind of deviate off the game plan. Because, you got Manu Alaroy, you got James Drysdale, you got Phil Roberts. These are guys, and Gigi Kabila Bonte as well. This is a quartet of players that are devastating and that can rip open your heart.
So of the 3 male receivers that you named, pick one to play quarterback, because Ben McMahon's not there.
Yeah.
So pick one to play quarterback.
It's not James Drysdale. He can't do it. Phil Roberts, my God, man. Oh. I think it might be Manu. Oh. If I got to pick the lesser two quarterbacks, I'm going to say probably Phil Roberts.
I mean, you can't do it to James because James is just a ridiculous receiver, so you'd be taking that off the field.
Yeah.
I think it has to be Phil Roberts here. So how do we look at that now against the Plenty of Fish matchup? I just do not throw it Rocco's way. Just don't throw it Rocco's way. That's all I'm gonna say.
Phil as a quarterback is a work in progress.
It is, but it's a tough position to play.
It's
so
not easy.
It's and you're
easy.
You're asking to go into a deep quarterfinal deep and start throwing against Rocco, start throwing against Jamie Ojea and one of their better female defenders. Name's escaping me. No, not Virginie Roussel. Annabelle Chevrier. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a tough ask.
But
he has the weapons. But that said, he has the weapons around him to do damage. Gigi Abio-Cabante, Emma Townsend, Manuel Larroy, James Drysdale. Like you want weapons to succeed. Here they are. So I mean, it's tough, but there's just put the ball in your receiver's hands.
And one thing that has to happen is Mo Lacasse cannot get frustrated.
Right.
As intense as she is, as a competitor as she is, and a great quarterback that she is, she cannot get frustrated if there's a couple of plays that don't go her way.
Right.
And if that happens, that might give the Vultures a chance to kind of get under her skin and kind of, not in a bad way, but
You're
just
right. Yeah.
irritate her. Yeah, in that sense. So that's what I'm looking at. So in that case, we'll just quickly look at it from this perspective here. So whoever wins this game on Sunday They'll play the IG team
Mm-hmm.
on the Monday.
Yeah.
Who matches up better with the IG team?
And this one, I don't know if Ben McMahon would be back, but give it if he was, who's a bet?
I think Plenty of Fish do not match up well with the IG team.
They
I score kept that game and
right that did you or was
Loyola.
Rochelle?
It was Loyola.
Rochelle score kept that game.
Hold on here. Let me just double check.
And Plenty of Fish had like a 24-0 lead or 24-6 lead, but Jeans Lee Alexi had not arrived, and once he got to the field, the tides turned and they put
yeah. There's a different IG team.
It's a different IG
No,
team?
different game I did for IG team. Different
okay
game.
against Vultures. you
Yeah.
did, yes, yeah.
So I don't think they
I
match
don't-
up well. That's what I'm gonna say. They don't match up well with IG team. Plenty of Fish. They don't.
right, and Vultures
And they got
do?
frustrated.
Yeah.
I remember looking at them. They were steaming. Like there was like steam coming out of their ears.
Who? Plenty of Fish or
Plenty of
Vultures?
Fish.
In the game that they led up when they were up
against the
big.
IG team. Yeah.
Right,
So I
right.
just think they don't match up well with them.
So
And this
Vultures
is
do.
this I said a one-legged Jeans Lee Lexi. So match them on two legs.
Right.
Not
and
gonna be-
and a tier 1 confident
Yeah,
Jeans Lee, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, man, if they get past Vultures, man, Plenty of Fish is not gonna have an easy ride to get into the finals. And like they would, if they run it, they would have earned it. They
Yes.
would truly have earned it because
Yes.
of what they had to go through in the Mortal Kombat order
Right.
of
Yeah. They would have gone
characters.
from the started from the bottom.
Yeah,
Now
like
they,
room temperature ends up being like warm, and they would definitely do it.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do the awards, and then we'll do games of the week here. So we'll get to the award winners first. We're gonna do what tier 1, or we're gonna go.
Yeah, let's start tier 1. Let's
Yeah,
work our way
yeah.
down, up, sideways, however we want to do it. Whatever
We'll-
order is in
go in
the
any direction,
sheet.
yes,
Let's do that one
so
essentially.
so a lot of players have been asking, and finally here we are to reveal the award winners. If it's if you don't get to watch the this segment in the podcast, we will be releasing an article on Friday morning at the same time as calling the audible. So the article will have the award winners, we'll have the all-star members, we'll have information about the all-star game that will take place the Wednesday following the finals in Laval from 9 to 11 in the Laval Dome. So if we'll probably put out an Instagram post or reel or story. But to get the most look and clear picture, the article is probably the best to consume that. Here we'll just right now post the award winners, the all-star members. Like I said, it's a long list, so that will be better seen on the article.
Okay, the list is.
Well, what do we want to start?
Tier
Let's
1.
go with tier 1.
Tier 1.
Quarterback of the year.
Quarterback of the year. Who do we got winning quarterback of the year? Tier 1.
Just Dupuis.
Mr. Jesse Dupuis. Congratulations. Our
Alright.
quarterback of the year. If we move along here.
Yeah,
why-
I feel like we should have music for this.
Yes,
See if
please,
We
yeah.
might get removed on YouTube though. We can't.
No, but
do I have anything good?
Yes, you had what was the show me what you got music?
No, that's not. That was different though. That was for like hot takes and shit. No.
That's fine. That works.
Wait, hold on. No, but I'm gonna find something quick.
Hot takes.
Just banter for a little bit. Tell me why Jesse Dupuis is so good. There's your clip for the week right there.
We said it for the last 10 years. He's been in the league. I don't know what else I can say, but just Dupuis winning quarterback of the year.
Well, it's finally a step. Well, I mean, let's look at it. I saw it this way. It's finally a step away from obviously Kevin Wyatt not playing, but Joe Mayer not winning it. Dan Lazara obviously injured, not winning it. But Jeans Lee maybe had a shot, maybe didn't play enough games. He earned this, right?
Yeah, no. He's
Obviously.
earned it. He's earned it, right? Again, some of the names.
It's refreshing too.
It's a new look. It's change of weather for us to enjoy, not the same sterile air that we have with the same quarterbacks winning it. But yeah, he's well earned for that, and that's it.
And I mean, if I look at his player profile page, 6 individual awards. This brings him to 7. His page is racked with awards. 8-time All-Star, 7-time FPF champion, 6-time individual award winner. This guy's been racking up the awards, and he gets another. He's had one, but another quarterback of the year award to his trophy.
All right, we're good. Let's see if you guys like this track, and then I'll switch to worst case.
No, we're going with this.
I mean, this is what we're getting then.
That's we're going with this. Yeah.
All right, next let's go with receiver of the year.
Yeah. Receiver of the year, tier 1,
AJ Gomes.
AJ Gomes, baby, number 1.
No argument about that.
Next.
Well, 30 seconds about him so I can switch stuff. It's like you guys have never done this before.
Are you kidding me? There's like 55 million award winners, man. Let's go. Let's just pump this out here, man.
Well, okay, then I can't have a picture for every one of them. And
He's
with all the
stressed
text
out.
and everything.
He's stressed out, Eagle.
I'm not
Amazing.
stressed. You tell me.
I thought this was why we delayed the start of the show.
I mean, yes, but also this is how this works. So,
You know, Simone told me a trick with you, but I won't reveal it.
Oh.
all right.
Here we go.
You want to go defensive player of the year?
Let's play there, yes. Please.
All right, and that is
Defensive Player of the Year, tier 1.
Oh, Ariel Liberati. Yeah, he had a great round robin. He had like a bunch of pick sixes, a lot of INTs.
I think he even emailed us considering his nomination and why he should win. Or
Yeah,
or
Ariel's
so-
a good player.
Oh no, that was for his rating request.
Yeah.
Well, your rating is your rating, but you have a Defensive Player of the Year trophy to your name now, Ariel.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Ariel is a really good player. Finally getting recognition for that. On to
Yeah.
two-way player.
And our last award is going to be two-way player of the year, and that honor goes to Matt Lepage.
Matthew Lepage, hard-nosed player for KGP. Look, he's a great two-way player. I mean, he's a guy that does it on both ends. And I just think that, if he plays within his strengths and not get into too many URs as he's sustained, he's a good player. But sometimes he crosses the line. But this is a well-earned award for him, though.
Yeah, he's in his trophy case now. Will be his 5th individual award. He's a 1-time FPF Bowl champ, 2-time FPF spring winter season champ, and a 5-time All-Star.
Yeah. On to tier 2.
All right, tier 2. Let's start with quarterback of the year, and for that we are going with
Benny McMahon.
Ben McMahon
Of Ambush put this team on his back. 42 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a very low 3 interceptions in his 8 games. Passing for 1,700 yards, 1,700. Rushing for another 200 yards on the ground, another 2 rushing touchdowns, putting up 45 total touchdowns. He is your quarterback of the year.
The Kyler Murray of FPF.
All right, let's go receiver of the year for tier 2.
Niroj Suresh coming off a tough year that it was. And he is a guy that was actually off for a while. Has not played in the FPF in a couple of years.
He
Before
played in
COVID.
the winter.
Yeah, it hasn't. Well, I know he didn't play before COVID, during COVID or after COVID, that is. But look, good receiver, underrated. He really put up numbers this season, and he's put up numbers before. He's consistent with his ability to really play well. And I know still CRA had a tough season.
Exactly, but there was
But,
a bright spot there.
Well-earned trophy for him. So, yes.
All right, next we have tier 2 defensive player of the year.
Who do we got?
Oh, Ethan Adrian.
Ethan Adrian. This guy, I'm telling you, was amongst the sack leaders, obviously in tier 2. There was this one game against Jeremy White. He had like 7 sacks in one game. He was just absolutely a monster. He's one of the growing rushers in this league, and he's proving it now with a tier 2 defensive player of the year title to his name.
All right, next.
And lastly here, defensive player of the year for tier 2.
What? We just did defensive player of the year.
Two-way player for the year,
This is
sorry.
so long, man.
I mean, look, this is how you wanted to do it, so we're doing it.
Oh, my
Congratulations. We have
Rory Submergent.
Rory, the campaigner, Submergent got it through.
Another member of the infantry. That's 2 for award winners from the infantry here. Rory, one of the guys, is saying, "Hey, when are the awards coming out? I want to know if I made an All-Star, if I got an award." Rory Submergent, you got two-way player of the year in tier 2.
Okay, on to tier 3.
all right, tier 3. You're gonna have to give me a little bit of time to get this one ready.
So for quarterback of the year, it was I think a difficult choice. There were maybe two or three candidates possible, but obviously there could only be one. And the quarterback of the year in Tier 3 went to...
It went to Zach Stacy.
Well earned.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about Zach and his development, kind of mirroring mine, but well earned.
Like how you throw yourself in that equation,
No. It's not about that. Look, Zach Stacy throwing in Tier 2, throwing in Tier 3. Well-deserved award for him. Again, one of the up and coming. And watch out, maybe Tier 1 next Fall Cup for Zach Stacy.
All right. Next, we have Tier 3 Receiver of the Year.
Tyler Gerberg, this guy.
Tyler Gerber.
Targeted, I think, 100 times in 8 games.
98.
98 times, or just 2. Come on, you couldn't target him 2 more times. Tyler Bianchi, Tyler Gerberg, him too, one of the up and coming receivers in FPF, making a name for himself, obviously, with now a Receiver of the Year title to his name.
And next, we have our Defensive Player of the Year.
The Rock Cristiano. Great season for him this year, playing for the Penetrators. 8 INTs, 2 PDs, 3 pick sixes. Already he's had an impact in the playoffs. He's been a game changer for them. I mean, they lack that cutting edge on speed, and he is a guy that brings it to them. So congrats to Rock Cristiano. And two-way player of the year.
Yes, two-way player of the year for Tier 3. It's a face you probably will recognize. Look at that smile.
Hey, Manuel Larroy with a new picture. He knew it. He's like, give me a new picture. I want that award.
So that's why you gave it to him, because he took a new picture?
That's why he got a new picture, because he wanted an award.
But did he know he won the award?
No, he wanted the award. So he said, I want the award. I'm going to take a new picture. So it goes up. Manuel Larroy.
Pro tip to everyone next year, take a new profile picture.
There you go. Manuel Larroy with over 360 yards, 10 touchdowns, double-digit TDs. Added to that with 3 interceptions, taking 1 to the house. He is your two-way player of the year in Tier 3.
On to Tier 4.
Tier 4, you're going to have to wait just a bit, because I have to set these up in between. So
Yeah, so a bit of a race here with the quarterback of the year. Vince Chung, Nick DeLisi, Francis Dumontier, Kenny Boutillier can be in that conversation as well. No quarterback threw for 1,500 yards for the season. Most touchdowns was from Vincent Chung, who had 35. You had 6 players that threw 30 touchdowns or more. You actually had a pretty good run in the top 6. You had 3 of the players who threw 6 INTs or less. However, the big knock could be the pass completion numbers here.
Right.
Today was at 58%. Chung was at 57%. Nick DeLisi was at 71%, which could definitely be a game changer for him. And the quarterback of the year goes to... Vincent Chung.
Mr. Chung.
All right. Vincent Chung. Good season for him. 35 touchdowns. Almost 1,500 yards passing. That might be the reason why he got that award. And well earned for him. I mean, he's definitely grown in this position as a quarterback in FPF from where he was day 1 to where we are today.
Has a quarterback of the year to his name. Looking for a
Excellent
final championship as a quarterback. Still alive in his playoff run.
And is he not leaving? Or
Yes.
Yeah, he's moving overseas, right?
Yeah, to Hong Kong, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Overseas, yeah. That's after the season, though.
So he's leaving. He's bringing some hardware over to Hong Kong. with
Yeah,
him.
I wonder how he's going to claim it, when they ask him. So
You know who he should ask? He should ask you for tips on passing things through the border.
Cash money, 3 stacks. Okay.
Receiver of the year.
Yeah, we got some targets of Joe Morghese, and the winner is Joe Morghese. Bro. He's going to get that. You know what? First off, congratulations to Joe Morghese because he's about to be a father in the coming week or 2.
For the second time, question mark?
First time.
Oh, really?
Exclamation point.
So that must have been his niece or something. I saw pictures with.
Yeah, so congrats to Joe on that. Him and his wife are expecting in the next couple weeks here. But congrats on this award win. Well deserved for Joe. 17 touchdowns, led the league in passing reception yards, and also receptions overall. So he almost had the triple crown. Almost had the triple crown. Almost had the triple crown. Receptions, yards, and touchdowns. He was tied with Tomas Jose at 17 apiece. But well earned for him. All right, defense play of the year.
Chad Duménil, like I mentioned, of Ramphins, him rushing quarterbacks. He was just eating quarterbacks out there with 20 sacks. Whenever you reach that or eclipse the 19 sack mark, you're always in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. He did add 1 interception, so imagine that one PD. So maybe that interception came off a pass deflection. Another 8 tackles, so he was relentless going after quarterbacks. Chad Duminil, your Tier 4 Defensive Player of the Year.
All right. And lastly here, our two-way player for Tier 4, none other than...
Thomas Chaussé. Felt like the Habs
17 touchdowns, receptions, 17 receiving touchdowns. Good defense stats for him. Had a really good year. He really played well this season. I caught my attention and really stepped up to the plate. So 2 of the 4 individual award winners go to Save the Turf Tolls. All right, on to women's. We'll do women's.
We're doing co-ed next.
Co-ed.
We're doing it the order in the sheet.
Yeah,
so
Okay, co-ed 1.
don't screw me up already, Momo. I'm doing
I
enough
want
here.
to screw you so hard.
What the hell? This show's going off the rails here.
Yeah. You got censored on that one.
Hey,
Oh, man, this got weird real fast here.
That's got to be a clip now, eh? I want to screw you real hard.
All right, for the first award here,
He said don't screw me over.
it'll be our Tier 1 quarterback of the year,
Co-ed,
and I'm going to
co-ed.
switch frames quite quickly here. So here we go.
Oh, okay, cool. On to receiver of the year now.
I mean, why would I look at a picture when I can see the real
Yeah. All right.
Look,
cool. Hold on. It's not you answering your own award.
No.
here.
I'm this one. Honestly, it goes to my teammates. They make me look good out there. Just especially.
Do you have a violin eagle for this or no?
I just get them the ball and they do all the work for me. To my teammates and kiss my end. So
A real hockey player
thank you
answer
very
right
much.
there. Okay, cool.
You know, give 110%, put the team in the net, puck, whatever it is.
Yes, I just put the puck downfield and they dumped and chased it.
All right, on to receiver of the year.
This is going
This is gonna be a
to
tight race here. Marvin Steinberg. Okay, because he led the league of receptions, yards as well. Did not win the Triple Crown of touchdowns. That was Jordan Alexi, who had 17 for the year. But Marvin Steinberg is your winner for Kiss My End Zone. Look at that. The first 2 award winners going to Iggy's team in this award race here as well. On to Defensive Player of the Year for this division is...
This is going to none other than
prime time, Alexi Ginsley, who looks a little tired in that picture.
I feel like he should have retaken his picture.
Yeah,
But either way, as the Eagle theory comes undone, whether it's a tired-looking or old-looking picture, it doesn't matter. Ginsley Alexi with 2 interceptions was with 4 5-0 ballers. He was balling out with the IG team. Putting up great defensive numbers, 6 INTs, sacked the quarterback once, took 2 of those interceptions back to the house, and is always a tackle machine and always blocking out passes from opposing quarterbacks. Ginsley Alexi, your Defensive Player of the Year.
All right, and last but not least, the 2-way player there is...
Well, actually, there's one after that, too. But 2-way player of the year is none other than Jordanson Alexi.
Oh, look at that. The Alexi boy is coming through on the award. A well-earned for him. He had a really good season catching the ball. He was, I think, most touchdown receptions. And during the defense run, 13 PDs, 5 INTs. Excellent numbers for Jordanson Alexi.
Mo, you seem to have forgotten that
Yes.
there's an additional award in co-ed.
There
right.
is. It is for Best Female
That's
Player of the Year. And is this one going to a Kiss My End Zone player or a IG team player? As the awards are tied 2-2, tiebreaker goes to Constance Miller
Oh, yes.
of IG team.
IG team.
They brought her on as one of the
Just
needing.
say ringer?
Yes. What?
They brought her on as a ringer?
No. I said they saw a need to improve the female talent on the team. They brought in a great player in Constance Milan, and she provided them with stellar play. The best female player of the year went to Constance Milan.
All right, on to co-ed 2.
You're going to need to filibuster just a little
Oh my
bit
goodness,
here.
We spent 20 minutes on this graphics. Holy bleep. How much time we got to spend on this,
I
man?
mean, look,
So-
I told you, usually we
Yes.
do graphics for this, but you guys wanted to do a segment and put every picture up and talk about everyone.
So
I
while the IG team didn't
I have it ready. We're
necessarily
good. Let's go.
they didn't necessarily
go.
need the team the help offensively, Constance Milan was the
All right,
best
on to Coed 2.
defensively.
Enough of this. Here we go. Quarterback of the year, Alex Noel.
Who needs a picture? Why is this one cropped for?
Why is he not smiling?
I have to zoom in a
He is
lot.
smiling.
This is zoomed in 200%.
He's not smiling.
He is smiling.
You want
What-
to see actual size? It's actually this.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, it's not the size of the picture; it's the size of the award.
It's the touchdowns that matter.
That's the word. Look, 33 touchdowns, 6 INTs, 70% pass completion. Look, him and Sarah Parker went neck for neck. Sarah Parker had more passing yards, but more INTs. This might be up for debate because
Rushing yards.
Yeah, that might be the key reason why Mr. Noel won that award. But
Because he had 1,500 total yards, 37 total TDs
yeah, so
combined.
the combined yards of run and pass is the key for them. All right, on to receiver of the year.
All right, this one might be a little surprise or a feel-good story and everything. We have
From the
Oh.
free agent squad.
I don't know. Yes. Led the league in receptions and TDs. Had 22.
he has a name, by the
receptions.
way.
We
Alex
said-
Lozano.
yeah, we said it
we
right
said-
Oh, I didn't hear it. I'm
we
sorry.
said
it. Good season for him. I score kept a couple of games. He did have some big clutch catches for them. So yeah, I definitely think this was a award-worthy winner. Matthew Bellon might have an argument because of the most yards of 456 by one and most receptions. But Eric Letourneau is your winner. All right, on to
Defensive player of the year.
Shannon
Shannon Smith. Yes, I've
Playing-
seen him play a couple times.
Yeah.
For
Playing with Y and
Y
Y.
and Y. I'm sure that'll be Gino DeFazio award right there.
Yeah, eight interceptions. Believe that was a Coed 2 tier 2 high. 8 interceptions, 4 passes defended, 6 tackles for Shannon Smith as your defensive player of the year.
All right.
And two-way player of the year goes to another person who needs a new picture.
Benjamin Carley of Balls Deep, the very athletic quarterback and defensive back, put up close to 30 touchdowns in his first FPF season, but nonetheless a very impressive rookie season with accumulating another 5 interceptions, another touchdown there on the defensive side of the ball. Benjamin Carley, your best two-way player of the year in Coed 2.
And for our last
Women's
award of the
award
Coed Tier
goes
2
to?
division, the best female player goes to...
Maya
DeFazio. Yes, she's
Who
grown up.
also needs a new picture?
Yeah, she's grown up in front of our eyes as a player, and she's gotten better. I know she's more known for her women's quarterbacking, but definitely played a good season this year. So congrats to her.
All right, and then we're going to move on to our last division here, which will be the women's one. If I can get this loaded up as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah, I don't think this one was much of a surprise. The quarterback of the year was probably one back back in September or October.
I think it was one back in training camp.
Maybe.
It's very possible.
But no, because there were no stats up there. But Maud Lacasse, quarterback of the year for the Brut. Look, she had an exceptional season, putting up 48 touchdowns in just the 8 games that is the Fall Cup. Hit the 2,000 passing yard mark. Again, another exceptional statistic just given
My
the 8
homegirl.
games.
Kicking ass.
There you go.
Receiver of the year.
Receiver of the year goes to...
It's going to be a close race.
GG Abillo.
Abante. Almost over 700 yards, 55 receptions. Did not win the Triple Crown. Only had 10 touchdowns, but the yards and receptions is the deciding factor. Kabila Abante, who was in Spain teaching over the last year, came back halfway through the spring season. Has now become a mainstay for the Red Nation, taking over for Rochelle Valliere, who's recovering from her knee injury. Massive numbers for her, and a great job for her being a two-way star, basketball and football.
Next, we have the Defensive Player of the Year. And this award goes to...
Sabrina Gervais, another player who took a new picture this year, so maybe there is something to the theory here. Look, defensively, I mentioned it. She's an absolute stud out there on defense. 2 interceptions, 5 PDs, 34 tackles. She's just a tackle machine out there. Again, on most nights, she is the best defensive player on the football field, and now has a individual award to back that up.
And our last award for the women's division and for tonight is going to be the two-way player in the women's tier, and this goes to
Maryse Paquette of Wolfpack. I've mentioned it in many articles, many times on this podcast. Maryse Paquette, a true two-way threat, narrowly getting 700 yards on offense, 8 touchdowns, 74 receptions in just 7 games played, getting 10 receptions a game, adding another 7 interceptions to her name. Just an absolute baller out there. She is your two-way player of the year in the women's division.
See, that wasn't too bad, Mo.
It was long.
Of course it was long. We were doing a whole bunch of awards. You want to do them one by one?
I know. All right, on to games of the week.
Well, before we get to games of the week, first off, I have to wait for this music to finish playing. By the way, I cycled through about, I think, 5 or 6 different tracks. Actually, more than that, actually. Wait, hold on.
Oh, did you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th track
I
that's
didn't
been on
notice.
cycle. They're all in the celebration category of our music collection. So if you're listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube, leave a comment to let us know which one of the tracks was your favorite.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I mean, there's an order of them. Just tell me the timestamp of which song you like best, and that's the one we'll use for future segments, and I'll have it on a repeat instead.
This
which
one's
is
not
pretty
bad.
awesome.
Good to know.
They're all pretty good, actually, all things considered. Before we get into our games of the week, a reminder that we get money from people to play ads.
Hey FPF players, looking to take your fitness to the next level? BuzzFit Gyms has a special offer just for you. Join us today with no initiation costs. Get ready to score big in the gym and on the field. Visit us at BuzzFit Gyms and seize this exclusive deal now.
I'm sure our award winners go to BuzzFit and
Yeah, you're gonna pump out some iron over there.
there you go.
All right, it is now time for Games of the Week.
It's fairly animated.
I mean, yeah, we have to be animated after that segment. Look at all that happy music we had. Also,
Oh,
I can
man,
probably
that
get
was
rid of
wild.
this, and I'll get rid of this. Let's start in Tier 4 with Pasta Arrabbiata versus Only Flags.
I'm gonna go past the boys.
I'll go Only Flags with the upset.
Win Diesel, Salts and a Pepper.
Win Diesel.
I'll go Win Diesel too. They're on
Cookie
a run.
Monsters, Toon Squad.
Toon Squad.
I'll go Cookie Monsters.
Ramfins, Super Troopers.
Super Troopers.
Yeah, I'm going Super Troopers too.
We won't predict the matchups happening on Monday night from those quarterfinals, but in our semifinal game, Save the Turtles, Dewey Molasses.
Turtles.
I'll go Save the Turtles, but do we keep it close?
All right, we're going to go Tier 3, West Island Boys, The Penetrators.
Web.
Yeah, they have that finals experience and big win over Idaho. Give me West Island Boys.
Team Sexy, Griff Nation.
Griff Nation.
I'll go Griff Nation. They're on a heater too.
Killer Rays, Bandits.
Rays.
Killer Rays.
All right, we won't talk about the other games. We'll do that later. Tier 2, Easy W, Dirty Birds.
Birds.
Yeah, they're hot, man. Dirty Birds.
Diamond Bougie, Fins Up.
Fins up.
I don't know why something's telling me Fins up, and we'll go Willpower. One more interception closer to Danny Demore.
The Infantry, Kiss My In-Laws.
You go in-laws.
Can't pick it.
All right, Tier 2, Cap Friendly Braves, KGP.
CFB.
Yeah, I'll go the Braves, but again, KGP keeps it close.
Maroons 2.0, Blessed.
Maroons.
Going Blessed, 1 point victory.
Royaume Luminaire, 450.
450.
450, they're hot, man. They're just hot.
450, brother.
All right, we have women's division. We already know the winner of Vortex Wolfpack, unfortunately.
Red
So
Nation.
we're going to go Red Nation,
Red
Wolfpack.
Nation. Red Nation.
Yeah, I'll go Red Nation. Going to another
Co-ed,
final.
Tier 2, at least we tried. Who's going to carry the boats?
Boats.
Yeah, I'm picking a lot of hot teams here, but let's go with the boats.
And Predators, Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
I'll go Sub-Zero as well.
Because you guys both picked the same teams, who's going to carry the boats versus Sub-Zero?
Well, Sub-Zero.
I think that's the end of the heater for the boats, Sub-Zero.
Okay, and then because you both picked the same one there, Sub-Zero, Y and Y.
I'm going to go Sub-Zero.
I'll go Y and Y.
Ooh, we finally got a split. All right. And then co-ed 1, Plenty of Fish, Vultures.
Oh boy, plenty of fish.
Yeah, without Ben McMahon,
Yeah,
plenty of fish for me.
And then Plenty of Fish versus the IG team.
IG team.
IG team.
Ooh, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it will. It will very much.
That brings us to the ends of our games of the week. Simo, that wasn't going to be too
Oh,
bad.
It was long, man.
It was okay.
It was only a little longer because of the awards.
Yeah, the awards took us
There
like
you
20 minutes. Okay, reminder, keep a close eye in case something does open up for winter registration.
I mean, no, it won't open up. We already have a
No.
quick backlog. Like, if
Yeah.
you are trying to like make roster adjustments, go ahead and email them into us and everything. But I mean, we're pretty much full at this
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah, but keep an eye.
I mean, it's highly unlikely, but sure,
Yeah.
keep an eye
Keep an
because
eye.
I
Never
don't
know.
want you to. Free agent combine coming up. Definitely go ahead and check
Yeah.
that out.
And then finals are Brossard Saturday, Hebert Sunday. And that's it.
One more
to
show,
go.
boys.
One more show. One more week close to PC coming back.
One more show.
Can't wait.
With yeah.
It's been a weird season.
Yeah, it started off rocky here on
Yeah,
calling
we're
the
like,
Audible,
are
but
we
we're
back on?
we're
No, we're
fini-
not.
We're finishing strong.
Finishing strong, man. Finish line. Oh, where we going next Saturday? We eating next Saturday? We
Done.
going
Can we do Sunday?
Can we do both?
Sunday is gonna be
Maybe.
tight. Yeah.
Because Sunday's gonna be in Brossard.
No, Sunday's in Hebert.
No, the opposite. Stop.
Sunday,
Oh.
Saturday in Brossard. Sunday we're in Hebert.
No, it's the
It's
Oh my God.
Saturday.
yes,
Saturday.
yes, Saturday.
At
Saturday
Brossard.
Brossard, Sunday
Yeah.
Hebert.
Yes.
Yeah. So Hebert, we can go to what's it called right over here.
Milano's.
Poots. Jerry Poots.
Milano's.
No, but we're gonna get smoked meat.
I can't. I gotta see. Have a Christmas party Saturday night. We gotta
What?
figure it out.
Saturday Duns, Sunday Milano's,
I'm doing
or
Duns, I'm doing Duns at that Brossard one on Thursday actually. You go
Oh.
somewhere else in Brossard?
No, we go to Dunn's. We go to Chenoy's, but they closed.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If anyone has a hookup anywhere in the South Shore, let us know. Maybe we can.
Match
Show
Bros,
up.
please.
Good night, Melanie Bedard.
Oh no, no you didn't. Oh god. No. Oh no.
Put the place up. Yeah, we know what we